Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Owen and Dirt's Pop Culture Radio Show. I am the beautiful Boston Brit. Right across from me is our wonderful Dirt McCoy.
Yes, sir.
We are also here with Bushman Bushy.
Hey.
That beard's getting longer, sir. I like it.
Don't take long.
We are also joined from Back to the Frontier, Jereme and Lina Hall. Welcome.
Hey, what's
welcome.
Hi.
How does it feel being back in the real world, huh?
It's
It
nice.
feels good. Feels real good.
having the normalcy back. But I mean, you guys were still sad to leave. You know, I mean, your house was beautiful inside. I have to give you props.
Thank you.
That was amazing to look at from what it began as to what you guys left. I was like, Jesus.
Thank you.
I wish I was that good of a carpenter.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, they didn't really go over that much in the show, but we did a lot to that place. Every day we were working on that place, just making it more and more of our home, and that's why it was so hard to leave. You know, that was our home. It was like when everybody came over there, it was our home. You know, it's just so weird.
Man, that's the thing I think that they didn't really show that much on the show was that when they showed it at the end and they walked in, the people who were like kind of inspecting or whatever, and they were like, oh, look what they've done with the house. And I'm like, it happens so gradually over the course of the show that I didn't even realize like how much you guys had actually done.
Yeah.
You know, when they showed like the interior panels and where you guys put all the wood panels up and finished it, made it look like a liberal arts major's like
exactly
office and shit. That was awesome.
Not to mention, as someone who binged the entire show in the last couple days, that was only the first and the last episode that they even really addressed the homes themselves.
Yeah, right.
And I believe the only shot of the more finished stuff you guys had done was towards the end, because obviously they'll use different shots at different parts in the show, even if it's not necessarily chronologically 100%.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And exactly what they're saying, when I seen the very last or second to last episode, no, it was the last one, where they showed the inside of the home, I'm like, when did they do all that?
I know.
Like,
I was waiting for stairs. I was waiting for like the hot tub to show up and like your own actual water going into the house and stuff. I was totally waiting for all that.
There was more that didn't get shown. You know, I don't know what I could say, but we made a bed. We made a loft bunk bed for Jet that went above the girls, and he had stairs that went up there and everything, but they didn't show it. And you know, the story wasn't really about us. It was about the rest.
Doing everything and getting along with other people.
I mean,
from a different walk of life. You know,
it was at least 30% about y'all. I mean,
30.
Well, 30% would be fair number, yeah.
But
I mean, it's 3 families, right?
yeah,
33 and a third.
30, and then the leftovers, the narrator.
But it's kind of, what do you expect when you put a family there for 2 months, 8 weeks, and our job is like to live there and to do what we're supposed to do, but then everybody leaves. Like, you got to remember that we are filming a show there, right? So there's a crew there, right? And then they have the end of their day, and they go to their hotel and go to their
but
life.
you're still
we
stuck
don't.
there.
We're
Yeah.
still there. So what do you do? What do you do?
What do you
could
do when the
lay
cameras aren't
down,
rolling? Yeah.
or you could make it a home, and that's what we did. When we got there, we were like, we got to live here. Like, we're not used to living like this, so we had to make it a home.
Yeah.
So every day it was just like, make this place better, because we loved it. We
Yeah.
loved where we were at. We loved our home, our cabin, and we just did what we could.
But that's what we wanted to do. Like, if you see the first episode, I'm all smiles.
Can you get the mic closer to your mouth?
Like,
I'm
put it
sorry.
right up,
There you
like
go, yeah.
right close.
You almost
Almost
have to-
like you're
yeah.
kissing.
You can
it.
lift it if you push up on the arm there.
Okay.
It'll help
I'm
her
gonna
out there,
flip the
Britt.
table. Okay.
There you go.
But yes, if you see the first episode, I'm all smiles. I'm excited to do something different. And that's what we did. Every day we were just trying to do it. And I was like, no, let's move this table over here. Let's do this over there. And that's where we made it a home. And we knew that we needed to do something because we brought our kids to this place. So we need to make it comfortable.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. I mean, even here in Orlando, we do a lot of renovations. We do a lot of work in Claremont for the city. So we're always building creative, cool things. And we're always using whatever resources we have. And out there, we used whatever resources we have too. If you ever see any aerial shots of our cabin, you'll see we built a whole walkway in front of our cabin. Because when we came out there, it was tall grass. The first day, it was tall grass walking out of our cabin.
So then
we
your
lugged
pants get all wet.
river rocks from the river. And if you look at the aerial shot, you'll see there's no river close to our house.
Yeah.
We hiked them all the way up and laid them out in the front of our house and made a nice walkway. I mean, like, what can we do to make the outside, the inside, just a better place for us? And when it poured, we had a walkway. You know,
Yeah.
we didn't have a puddle
Yeah,
of mud.
that's
We had
awesome.
a walkway.
Yeah, mucky
You know,
and tracking
was-
it in.
Everything was about just making it a better experience. This is your home. What can you do to make it better and live
Exactly.
better? I had to be in a good mood. I had my kids, my wife there. I couldn't go anywhere. I had people showing up every day to film me. So we had to make it the best we could. And that's what we did.
You were
We
like
lived.
stuck. You were stuck. There was nowhere to run.
There was nowhere to go. Yeah.
You were like, you had to get along. I mean, obviously, there were going to be days where all the work that you're doing, you're not going to be in the best of moods, but you still kind of have to be as civil as possible when, you know, maybe Jet was not, you know, coping with being around like the cameras or not really wanting to do the work because he was the youngest. I can understand like still having to put on that, like, we got to do this. Dude.
Absolutely. You're there. Face it. I'm there. I'm doing a job. I'm at work. You know, I'm on the show. But at the same time, I'm still a dad. At
Yeah.
the same time, he's still my kid. And he's kind of at work right now, too, doing his job. But I still have to be like, hey, watch out. Don't hurt yourself there. Be careful, you know? So
Yeah.
it's a lot. It really is a lot when you're in it.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, you know, you're talking about the river stone walkway there. You know, if you parallel that to today's day and age, that's like, you know, the new dress you'd buy before you go out, or, you know, or maybe something more like you do in your home. You know, you repaint your whole home or do something fancy, you know, get a projection TV.
Make
for your
a
living room.
1100 square foot porch
Right,
on the back
but
while you're pregnant.
right, but that's like the flex is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? The fact
Yes.
that
Yeah, have you seen the Hall's place? They got a walkway.
Yeah,
Right.
there's 3 wood homes. There's only one River Rock walkway. Is all I'm
Reminds me of
saying.
Borat. My neighbor, he got a window from a glass. You know? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's great. All right, let me hand these out real quick. So, when we interviewed you guys the first time, we did the Applejack because of it's the first liquor that was distilled in the United States. Obviously, Brittany, you don't have to drink it, Brittany. But
I just have to cheers. Cool.
Thank you.
Are you sure you want me on this for 3 shows in a
Smells
row?
good.
but yeah, but this
It
is
smells
so. This
beautiful.
is here. The history behind it is when all of the settlers came over from England, they all had rum. They packed their boats full of rum. Then they ran out of rum and they didn't have any sugar cane. So then they had to make liquor without having any sugar cane, and that's where Applejack was born. So basically, it's kind of like a bourbon, but using apples in place of the sugar cane. So all of the sugar that creates the alcohol from the yeast is all from apples. So it was first distilled in the 1600s in New Jersey, and so that's what we have here today. So being a fan of bourbons, and especially nowadays with the whole craft flavored bourbon explosion that's happened, we taste a lot of those on the show. Up until the Applejack, our favorite was the Screwball Peanut Butter Whiskey, and that one is still hard to beat. But this has become a Bushman's favorite over here. So,
If we're going just on flavor, still a Screwball, but it does not hit like this Applejack does.
yeah. All right. So, this is the Jack Daniels version of Applejack.
Cheers.
And it smells delicious.
Yeah.
It does.
It does
And
smell
it has a very unique profile to it.
The first night when he cracked it open, I'm usually sit where Jeremy's sitting there. As soon as he cracked it open, I was like, "Oh wow, I can smell that already."
Yeah.
I told you.
Right?
Wow.
I like it.
It's very good, but wow, is it powerful. I
Oh,
can't
yeah,
believe this
yeah.
From
that,
Apple.
Yeah.
That's only going to last 3 sips.
And then it's gonna turn into fabulous.
Because that's what I don't.
Really?
That's what I don't like.
Yeah.
When I told you earlier, I'm not a huge bourbon fan, but I like this. It's that heavy bite. That's also why I like the peanut butter whiskey. There is no bite like that. It's just good and you get shit faced.
Oh, okay.
This, I'm telling you, I always, if I get poured something on the show, I'm gonna finish it. I give it a fair shake, and the first couple sips, I was like, ugh, doing the wiggle face, and by the time I got like halfway through what's here, it just stopped burning all of a sudden.
Wow.
What I
It's
like
good.
about
it
it-
tastes
It's
good
really
too.
good.
Yeah.
It's
what I
powerful.
like about it is that for someone who's I'm a bourbon guy. I like bourbon. I like whiskey. I like different, and I even like some stuff that I get it all the time. So Jack Daniel's has been turned into this brand where you see the black label and the logo and all that stuff, and it's almost like a southern redneck kind of thing, Leonard Skinner, whatever. But Jack Daniel's No. 7 was Frank Sinatra's favorite bourbon. It's a very, very good product. So when Jack Daniel's started doing the flavored bourbons about 10 years ago, it was a big departure for them. So the first one they did was the Jack Daniel's American Honey, and that's based off the whole mead idea. With that, honey was used to distill so many different liquors back in the day because sugar cane's not native to the United States, to
Right.
this property, so they had to find other things to do, and so that became the first one. And then this one, and the newest one, is the Jack Daniel's Blackberry, and it's a blackberry. And so, what I like, they're not liqueurs, they're not flavored. They're actually using this fruit or the honey or the apples to create the sugar that the yeast then turns into alcohol. So it's not just a flavored product. This is a whole recipe. And with this one, when I drink this, it almost gets to the point where you almost get that same smell in your nose when you bite into like a Granny Smith apple, and you get that like sort of like aroma from it. It almost feels like you get that from this. And to do that with something that's 70 proof is amazing to me. I don't know how they do that, but man, it's good.
I think the only one that I enjoyed, now mind you, this is 10 years ago, so I've been destroyed by all alcohol over the past 10 years, was the honey. Like, when I was first introduced to that, I was like, oh, this is great. That's why it was very dangerous for me to drink it, because if somebody looks at me wrong, somebody cuts me off, I'm fighting them. Like, there's no stopping me. I'm just going to fight them.
So Brittany found her root beer,
Yes,
and
I'm
that's
so happy about it. I've been looking for this for at least 8 years,
Oh wow.
and I just recently found it like 3 weeks ago.
That was,
And I was so
a
happy.
product that came out of the man. I sound like such a drunk when so all of my friends. I have a lot of friends who were in the beer business and the distilleries, liquor business. My bar outside, that was a gift from Tom Mensch, the guy who created Orange Blossom Pilsner. It's a beer that was based in Orlando. He moved and gave me his bar. So I know a lot of people in this. So that came out of Mike's Hard Lemonade and the Smirnoff stuff that happened in the early 2000s turned into this whole craft industry of people making themed beverages that contain alcohol, but like the not your father's root beer. That one is dangerous because it has no alcohol flavor at all.
Oh, it's
Now-
alcohol.
Yes,
Oh,
it's 5.9% alcohol. Basically, the amount of alcohol of 2 beers in that drink,
Oh, jeez.
and you cannot taste
And
it.
it's root beer?
Yes,
Yeah.
it
Oh.
tastes like you're drinking a Barks root beer,
No
and you
way.
have zero indication. Like, if you really wanted to fuck with somebody, and you gave them one of those at a party, and they had no idea. Next thing you know,
Trick or
they're-
treat.
Yeah, exactly.
Halloween's coming up.
Yeah,
I know what I'm doing.
Yeah.
The thing is, you have to make sure it's that brand.
Yeah.
Because I have had no less than 3 other flavors of hey, you want to try this alcoholic root beer? And I'm like, yeah, sure. And they're all fine. But they all have that last little bit on the tail end, a little bit kind of like a beer, a little bit of alcohol flavor. Even if they don't have a burn, there's still, you can taste a bit of alcohol.
Yeah, that bite.
That 100%.
dangerous.
Someone could trick me.
So
Zero alcohol up front, on the back end, in the middle, to the front, to the side. There's no alcohol in that at all.
Our kids like
Try
root
that.
beer. I might have to trick them.
But no, the first time I had this, I was like, oh my God, I think I found my drink.
Yeah.
And then I got very sick that night because I drank too much. So I knew I had to limit
But also,
myself.
right when you found it, that's when the pandemic happened, and then all kinds of products weren't on the shelf anymore.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
it was only like a month ago when you found it again, right? Yeah.
Wow.
I literally, I was like, okay, I know I'm doing the show tonight, so let me look in like that section to see if, do I want any smear-offs? Do I want to try this? Do I want to try that? And I was like saying to myself, I wish they would start selling Not Your Father's. And we see one package, and I was like, oh, thank God. And then Owen moves the watermelon Jack Daniels out of the way, and there's 3 more there. And I left one. I left one 6-pack for whoever else has been like trying for it, and took 3. So
That watermelon Jack Daniels packet has been moved around a lot.
I bet.
That sucker's been moved all up and down the aisle.
Well, and the other day, last week, Owen was here, right? And that motherfucker tried to take a 6-pack. I said, no, sir. You're taking 4. Give me 2 of those. He's like, what? I was like, first off, you're going to feel it halfway through the second one. So I don't need you coming home smashed because I know you're going to be drinking liquor on top of it.
We had the blackberry. Well, he was off the first week we did the Apple Jack.
Yep.
And so he had a little bit of Apple Jack, and then we had the blackberry Jack Daniels last week.
So
he had
he's
some of that
drinking.
too.
He's drinking the whiskey, which
And
already
the root
puts him
beer.
in his feels, and then he's drinking the root beer, which is gonna get him, you know,
Can
So-
you tell
Good
she's
time.
from Boston? A little bit.
a little bit. Just a
Don't
tiny
ever
bit.
want to get on Owen off the root beer.
Okay, so I have one question that I've kind of
Okay,
been
so first
wondering.
of all, when we first
Okay.
started the show, the audio wasn't going out, and it is now. It was only for the first minute or so. So, just for everyone watching, we have Jereme and Lina Hall on the show from HBO's Back to the Frontier. That the finale wrapped on Wednesday. So, well, the last time we talked to you guys, we had to be so careful of spoilers and all these things we couldn't talk about. Now it's all out there, so we can talk about everything that happened on the show. If you haven't watched it and you're worried about spoilers, flip to something else because I have questions.
Oh,
So-
yeah. We're going into all
I have a
of it.
We're
huge
getting deep.
question.
Yeah.
I have a huge question because I know I'd probably come out looking like I was anorexic. How much weight did your family lose?
You
Not a
know,
lot.
I don't know. I think I lost a little bit, but Zoe.
You're asking
probably
a guy
I mean,
who's
you're,
like-
you're already skinny anyway,
He's like
so I
4%
mean, like,
body fat. No,
Yeah.
he's looked like a Calvin Klein model ever since I've known him.
I was doing good up until the thrashing, and that's where I lost all the weight.
Well, okay, that's understandable.
went-
You're out in that sun and
Yeah.
everything.
He went from a 6-pack to an 8-pack. Poor guy.
But I think Zoe gained weight. She had a
Yeah.
belly at the end of it, like by the oatmeal, right?
Well, we were eating a lot of oatmeal, potatoes, things
Okay,
like that.
so yeah.
So
Okay.
it
Well, I
wasn't-
didn't see. I'm picky. I'm picky with
You
food,
said
like
that.
I
You
told you.
can't be on.
So-
You are until you go out in the frontier and you get to eat
No,
whatever the
I'd
fuck
be
you gotta
only
eat.
eating like the potatoes at that point until we got like to the butchering of the meat. Then I'd be like, all right, I'm good. Let's start eating some of this stuff.
Where's Brit? She's out in the potato field again.
I gotta get these potatoes. Like, come on, man. But that's probably like me growing up in Boston. I love my potatoes.
We did too. We were out there. It was like Easter egg hunting out there when you find a potato.
Oh yeah,
Look at the size of this. You know,
that is awesome.
it was great.
I found it funny when I was watching the first couple of episodes and everybody was in their, gardens and they were finding like the vegetables and stuff and how they'd be like, I don't know what this is. And I'm like, you don't know what that is? and I have to put myself in the thought process of, okay, well, this family's house is all electronic. So obviously, they go to the grocery store. They're like, everything's labeled with what it is. So of course you know them. But if you're actually like pulling it out of the ground, how hard was it for you guys when it came to doing stuff like that and knowing what vegetables you were looking at?
certain things are pretty obvious. But certain things, you're like, what is this? Like, at first, we didn't know where the potatoes were. We're like, okay, what are these plants? Until we figured it out.
Mm-hmm.
And, but the herbs were like trying to smell it and be like, does this smell like this or like that? So it was really time consuming, but certain things we
Trial
didn't
and
know.
error.
Yeah.
You had
Yeah.
to
Also-
taste it.
okay, so they didn't come out there and say this is your herb garden and it's this, this, and that. It's like here's some
Correct.
plants, figure it out.
Oh,
Yes.
so they planted everything before you guys got there.
Yes.
Yeah, they were. Yeah, we
they
had a
been
head start.
started.
Okay.
You have to.
So
you know,
yeah.
it's only 2 months, so they
We
got
weren't-
at least.
Yeah, we weren't there that long, and everybody's gardens were different.
Yep, I did
So
notice that.
yeah,
Like
so
our corn never really got that.
Corny.
Yeah, corny. That time. But
Yeah.
what I was gonna say, I forgot what I was gonna say actually.
we're about
Blame it on the Applejack.
The apple
Yeah.
jack.
Oh, speaking of which, has that burn dropped off yet a little?
Yeah, it tastes great. I liked it from the first sip, but the first 3 sips were definitely hard to handle.
And then
after
all
that,
the,
smooth.
then you're sitting there and because you've already got enough to kind of get that little buzz, and then that apple.
Yes.
The aftertaste just stays, almost becomes better and sweeter as the burn goes away. Like I said, after that 3rd, 4th sip, that is gone.
Yeah, I really like it. The aroma is really what gets me. Like just smelling it.
Yeah,
it smells
if you're
so
someone who
good,
likes
makes
like
you wanna
fruity
drink
stuff,
it.
or not even, I would categorize this as if you're someone who eats a lot of like fresh produce and fresh vegetables and fruits and stuff. I think this is one of those drinks that'll get you because you do get that aroma and that effervescence from it. That's from actual,
And the way you explain it makes me appreciate it more because it's not a flavor
Yeah.
that they're
Yeah.
adding, but it's actually how it's made. So
yeah,
it makes it special.
exactly right.
And it's made of apples, so it's good for you.
Exactly. Yeah.
An apple a day will keep the doctor away. You're good.
In case you can't tell, looking around, we're a very health forward show. Speaking of which, back to the 8-pack, and we're gonna probably jump a lot back and forth. Like we won't be
Yeah.
very sequential as to what happened. We're just gonna probably shotgun a lot of stuff at you guys. The threshing, that I welled up watching you do that towards the end because as we were talking about on the porch, I've done hard physical labor and construction. I've had, a 19-hour day, 23-hour day before in my life. And when I was watching that, I was like, my God, like not only what it is, but if you don't complete it, everything was for nothing. So what? Was it as bad as it looked? Was it worse than it seemed? Like, were you crying once the camera crews took off and you're out there beating the shit still?
Yeah, it was the most defeating thing I've ever done. It was like taking a spoon to the ocean and saying, "Scoop that water out."
Oh wow.
Here's a spoon. Like I got nowhere quickly, forever. It took forever to get nowhere, and it was just a crazy process. It made me not want that. I don't care what I'm getting out of this. I don't want it. What do I get? Bread? I don't want it.
Yeah.
I don't want it no
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
This isn't worth it to me. I got to go through all this. I can go up there and grab a carrot right now out of the ground, and I'm good.
Yeah.
I got to beat this stuff and do all this just to make bread? Forget about that.
Yeah.
See, I
I welled up a little bit too when I saw Joaquin walk out with his
Yeah, that really got
that was
me.
cool to me. And also that sidebar where you said you realized on the show that how hard it is for you to ask for help, and you're like, maybe that's what I'm here to learn. And when he came up with his wheelbarrow and you're like, "No, I don't need any help." And he's like, "Well, no, I'm here. I can help." And you're like, "What do you want to do? You want to sift this? You want to beat that hay?" And he's like, "I'll beat that hay."
Yeah.
And I thought that was super, super cool. Like that was, and for me, an emotional moment because I thought it was cool, like how much you and Joaquin bonded, and then just seeing him just come walking up with his wheelbarrow asking if you need help. That was cool to me.
Yeah.
And also, I will say, aside from his help, you threshed 13 bushels. What did he help with? Like 3 or 4, I think,
No,
right?
2. They only got 2 done while he
Yeah.
was there, right?
Yeah.
It was more like
that
one.
it was really, it was like one, but that was a weird moment. Like he was walking by and it was like, I don't know what he was doing. He wasn't coming to help me. It turned into that, but it was one of those moments where like, I don't know if he needs this more than I do. Like maybe I need to let him help me because maybe he needs this. Maybe
Right.
he's in a bad place and
Yeah.
he needs to get away from where he's at.
Yeah.
And I was just like, man, you want to help me? Like, do you want to do the sucky part or the really sucky part? Like, which one do you want to help with? Like, I'll let you pick.
Yeah.
And it was just like, and then he wanted to beat it. It's like, yeah, I don't blame you, man. Just beat that thing, Like,
Yeah.
But I don't know. He's a good dude, We did bond, and he was my buddy, and yeah, it was cool.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So I have another
Oh,
question.
hold on. Lena was going to say something
Oh.
like 2 times. You guys got to remember, we jump real hard out,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? And almost over talk each other. So if you start to say something and one of us starts, just keep going and we'll shut up.
But no, just knowing Jeremy, there's people out there, and it's not just him, that don't like to ask for help.
Right.
Don't. It's like, no, I'm okay.
I'm the same.
Yeah. So it's like it's okay to say no, I'm all right. It's not that he's being a jerk. It's not.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
he's
I get
being
it.
an asshole.
No,
He's not-
I understand.
And there's people that are always like, help me, help me. It's not that. So I just want to clear the air.
Yeah.
He was just being himself.
No,
and
and
people took it the wrong way.
Yeah.
I thought by the end of this series, I thought that to me it was like every single thing that like had become an issue like in the beginning where like there were, and listen, it's television. They have to create some drama.
Yes.
Yeah.
But by the end of it, like I think you guys came out like I think you guys were like the winners of the show because the other families didn't have that like
You had the least amount
that
of money.
wave of emotion. You guys had so much going on there.
Yeah.
And that and like I said before when we talked, like Mia was the voice of that whole show. Like
Yeah.
she was like that Tiny Tim character that was like the like the moral conscience of all of the families, and there's so much that happened there. But I think by the end, I honestly think like you guys like literally showed out and were like, yeah, we did that shit.
Yeah, totally. You know, without the rift, Mia's part wouldn't have been there, right? Like, with that rift in there, it allowed
Right.
her to shine and it gave her a spot. Without the rift, the story could have been a lot more boring. You know, it could have been
Yeah, who
really
wants to
boring.
watch
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
a show about pickling or, just
Right,
picking
right.
potatoes.
Yeah.
So it created something that people
Yeah.
kind of bonded. And even if you're picking a team, it's still, now you're going to watch because you like
Sure,
this family
sure.
or that family.
Sure.
And at the end, you're going to be like, oh, you know what? I like all the families because they actually
Yeah,
got along.
yeah.
They learned from each other. They created something. They made a switch at some point.
You know-
and now it's over.
And I said to Bushy, I was like, I took a moment to like, after the whole show was over, and I sort of wrapped my head around all of it, and I said, let me like try to evaluate this show if I didn't know somebody on the show. And I'm like, I don't think that mattered. I think this is just a great show.
Yeah.
And it, regardless of if you know somebody
You
on
can
it,
really get
and then
invested in the
right.
show.
And when I mentioned to Bushy, and Bushy said, no, absolutely, the show is great. And I know he's one of those guys. He loves those survival type shows and stuff like that. So and the craftsmanship that goes into it, and all the other stuff that you guys had to deal with while you were out there, like I love the concept of this show altogether, and the fact that like you guys, you said something that made me cry. You said, when you guys were leaving that house, you said, we proved that we can make a home no matter where we're at.
Yeah.
True. It's
Yeah.
true.
And I'm like, oh!
I cried.
Stop.
cutting onions.
But no, like I felt it, and I honestly didn't want to leave.
Yeah.
I felt like this was our home. It was like, okay, we'll come back. It's like our summer home or whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't want to leave it.
Yeah.
Because I created this bond with this home and with my family, and but it proved it. Like we came here with nothing. Everything was foreign to us.
Yeah.
But we made it ours.
Yeah.
So here's a big thing. How much? So you guys were there for 2 months, but in that 2 months, you probably did. And I know you work physically a lot too, but you put more, I would assuming here, physical effort into that property and that home and everything that I would assume you even had done for your own, like, home. Like, that's all you have. Like you were saying, that when the camera crews leave and everything, we're still here. We still have nothing to do, but maybe frame out that window or put up some extra insulation.
That's
or
why you
yada,
didn't see a
yada.
lot of it on the show. It's exactly. You know,
Oh,
'cause
yeah,
we were
because-
doing it when everybody was gone. We were working. And
Right,
hustling.
but I'm saying that even though you guys were on there 2 months, you might have had a year's normal life
Right.
worth of labor in that cabin, right? I mean, am I wrong? There was like, or-
we're kind of always like that. We renovate
Okay.
everywhere we go, every house.
Well,
we've
fuck
got
me.
in. Yeah, but had we been there a year, it would have been like we would have had 3 cabins there.
so that brings me to another question, because I'm extremely cynical. Have you guys looked into who owns that property and what happened to those cabins after?
There was talk of it the whole time because we loved it there. That those people own like thousands. I'm talking like hundreds of thousands of acres, I believe, out there.
Which is
And-
going to prove, not to interrupt, but is going to prove my point. Is I was like, guarantee you that some rich landowner, and they approached him, hey, if you let us use the, do you got maybe some buildings that need finished and
this
stuff?
is like movie capital where we were at. They do so many movies there that this land has been doing movies there for like 30 some years or more.
Right.
So the cabins
And
could have
there's
been left
there's a built-in town on property that we never use. It's a
Oh,
great
wow.
town with a church. The cabins they built and brought in, but they use this all the time. In fact, when we were there, Jennifer Lawrence and the girls would know that guy's name. They were right down the river filming
A movie.
while we
wow.
were there, and there was another one being filmed, and our mics kept getting interference with frequency with their mics. That's how
Oh.
close they were. We were interfering with each other. So this ranch, this property, that's all they do is movies, basically. Like, think about this. You have thousands of acres, and all the time movies come to you, and they build on your property, and then they leave. And then they build on your property and leave. So they keep inheriting all these cool Western
Yeah.
stuff on their
That's
property.
what I was getting at. Is I'm assuming that the landowner, if it wasn't the people that made the movie, if you obviously you weren't doing it on some kind of movie set, I'm assuming this is a pretty slick way for the landowner to get buildings put up on his
Right.
property.
It's amazing.
Doesn't have to be perfect.
I just went on Airbnb and you can stay at the hall.
Yes. Yes.
But no, like if you can stay, I'm going back. Like I'll stay there.
Okay, so I will tell you, I have 3 questions. All right. My first question is about your daughter Mia,
Okay.
and her being the teacher. How long did the kids keep going after that? Like 1 or 2 episodes of seeing the kids in school. Like, how did they go for the rest of the show?
They did go to school. Mia didn't teach him all the time
Okay.
because, as you can see, that was not very productive.
Now, she got paid for 1 week or like.
Yes, it was. I believe 1 week. She would know more than.
Yeah, I
do.
don't know.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. I just know it was like $1.60 or something like that.
Yeah, right.
But yeah.
That's a good question. So do you think she taught school for a week, 3 weeks?
Yeah,
Two-
it was like a week.
Okay. Yeah.
So my next question is, when the cameras did go home, and obviously, yes, you did upgrades to the house, but did you also like get together with the other families and like have dinners, parties, talked a
We
little?
could have. We could have. I think the other families got together, but we were just busy doing our thing and doing our thing and doing our thing, really.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of it too is like darkness was the biggest challenge every day. Like you had to get certain things done before the sun went away, otherwise you don't have light.
Yeah.
So a lot of the times, like when they wrapped up, it was like, this is your chance to like do you. Get cleaned up, do what you got to do. We also had to eat and wash our own dishes. We only had so many dishes, so
Yeah.
there was no like we'll do those dishes later. We'll get the other dishes that need all. No, it's like you eat, you got to go out and wash your dishes. We went outside and did all our dishes.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
So it was like a lot of it's just maintaining your living situation, and you have to be ready for tomorrow. Like if they show up at 8 or 10, it's go time. No matter
Yeah.
what,
Yeah.
it's go time. So it was really like living and getting prepared for that and doing whatever you had. We had chores. We had all the animals to take care of. The garden constantly had to be watered, weeded. So you had those chores on top of your clothes and things. We had 2 pair of clothes with some odds and ends. And that was one thing that was big for us is you got people coming up, putting mics on you every day.
Yeah.
And like we're like wearing the same clothes day after day. We're cleaning our clothes. So
Yeah.
when you leave, we're cleaning our clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're doing everything we can.
To not smell and,
Yeah,
and be
but-
like atrocious.
it's not like we had tasks every day because we're doing a show.
Yeah,
There's a story, a
the
guideline.
almanac.
So if it's not in there to do our laundry, we're in the field. So you do your laundry when you're done. You know,
Yeah.
when we go, you do that. So that's where a lot of that time was taking care of ourselves and preparing for the next day or whatever, and keeping up with the place. And we did, like I said, renovated, made the place a home.
All right, so my third question, because I know there
Wait, what was the second one?
Yeah, we didn't
Just
get
the one
to the
that
second
we
one.
answered just now.
No, that was the first one.
Yeah.
No, the first
Oh,
one
that
was
was me.
about
I
Mia.
was-
Okay,
That's right.
No, you're right. I told you.
It's the apple.
I told you.
Oh, because you finished it.
Yes,
So-
as a matter of fact, Dirt, if you wouldn't mind sliding me that jack over.
My-
All right,
my
and,
third
and also
question.
the fuck Bushy. Go ahead. Go ahead.
My
You can
third
continue.
question is, now I know that the Lopers helped you guys a little bit when it
Yes,
came to the thrashing, and he went over with the Hannah Riggs and helped like for maybe a couple of hours in that day to help with their stuff. Did you ever like after the camera shut off? I know that you said a bunch of like that you had to help yourselves, but did you ever try to help the Hannah Riggs, or like did anybody come back and over and help you guys a little bit, like off camera that we didn't get to see? Was there any more helping?
No.
No, I don't think so. I can only speak for ourselves.
Right, because we didn't know.
The Hannah Riggs and the Lopers were a little closer to each other than us,
Like
and I think that they got
in
together.
vicinity, you mean, right?
Yeah.
In proximity.
Yes, correct.
Yeah.
So I think they got together, especially in the beginning when the grandma was there.
Yeah.
They were very friendly, and they got a lot of info from her, Shirley, and so yeah, we were allowed to, and at times we kind of got together, but nobody really needed help. Like, you know
Right.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like outside of what we were doing, we were just all kind of living. Towards the end, yes, we got more and more friendlier with each other, and we
Yeah.
started to do more with each other.
Yeah. And that was a big also character arc development in that show was I can't remember his name, the oldest Loper son. What was his
Landon.
name? Landon. Where he went and helped the Hannah Riggs to bring that bacon, to get the bacon
Yes.
for his
Yeah.
family. And then he was one of those characters where in the show you saw him
Kind
that
of
all he was asking was for his dad to sort of back off a bit, let me show you that
I
I'm-
can do stuff.
I can do
that,
this.
like-
Yeah, and man, so the Hannah Riggs came in with a serious handicap.
Yeah.
They had two kids
Oh,
that
yeah.
were so young they could not really not only grasp the situation of what they were in, but then help. So I understand that side of it. But man, the Lopers and you guys, your kids, I don't know if you guys realize how much your kids did for you guys on that show, but it showed hey, these are really great parents because
Yeah.
look at these awesome ass
kids.
kids they're putting on
Yeah.
television,
Well,
you know?
also
Yeah.
the other thing is if you pay attention to how they introduce each family and how the Hannah Riggs, everything is electronic.
Yeah.
Like their lights get turned on through their phone. The little Roomba goes around. The kids always
blinds.
play video games. The
Yeah.
blinds. Everything is electronic. So
Yeah.
you bring these 10-year-olds. I mean, my son, he does a lot more than you think at 5 years old for going out and trying to pick out the grass
Yeah.
from our bushes.
Right, if you
But-
think about it, Jed's only 2 years at the time of the show. Jed was 12.
Wow.
So it's
Oh,
2
wow.
years.
Yeah.
Whoa. Okay, hold on.
So
Yeah,
that's
that
he's
blew
so
my
much
mind.
more
It's
mature.
really
He's
really
only
about-
2 years older than them.
Right.
How great.
Okay, yeah. Hold
Yes.
on. Hold on. So one of the things that I wanted to bring up specifically was that, everybody kind of had brought up their favorite, characters or people that stood out and, Dirt like me and everything. When I was watching the show, I really liked Jet. He was not at the forefront of everything, but pretty much and I'm thinking from a TV aspect, the only reason he didn't get showcased more is because he's such a chill dude. Like he was just chilled as hell.
He's
Nothing
super
really
chill.
seemed to bother him except for the goats, which I teared up too about the goats and absolutely team don't kill the goats. You know what I mean? So, but
right.
hold on. But
No
not
protein.
But not only did I really like Jet and had no idea he was frigging 12. That blows my mind now
Yeah.
after watching
That's crazy.
the whole horse plowing episode and everything. So you had mentioned you guys hadn't went back and watched the show together necessarily yet. right? Or you've seen parts?
We watched it as the world watched it. It came out.
Okay.
Okay.
So you watch it episodically week by week.
Yeah.
So I
Yes.
guess my question would be was Jeremy, was one of your best moments on the show, like, because I don't have a good like close knit family. I don't have all this positive reinforcement or anything. So for a long time, I actually kind of stayed away from the wholesome or happy or family oriented stuff because it just kind of made me feel bad that I didn't have that. As I was watching this, it was so good and so wholesome and so awesome. When you were walking up the hill, there's a scene. I think it's the second or third to the last episode, the one where you guys were plowing. There's a scene where you guys were like done for the day and you're like walking up the hill with your young son and everything, and
The
you're
sunset.
proud of him. Yeah, I'm like, is it just me or was that like a really special moment? Like,
Yeah, that was
oh my
special.
god,
I love that scene.
I loved it. I was like, oh my god, I wish I had that. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, that was amazing. Jet's amazing kid. He's everybody's best friend. Like, he was friends with every crew member on there, carrying their cameras and learning audio and all that. Everybody's best buddy was Jet.
Yeah.
He's got so much love, and that scene up in that field was a big deal because, like, yeah, we needed his help, but I knew he could do it, and it was just one of those things where he's like, if I do this and fail, I'm gonna let down my family, and it put so much pressure on him.
And on
I
camera.
saw it.
It's on
I
camera.
watched it happen, and all of a sudden he had a bellyache, and it was like, that's the same bellyache that comes when we wanted to do those roller coasters. All of a sudden he's got a bellyache. So I knew it, and it's just like, I have this theory: I can make it worse or I can make it better. Which one is it going to be? And it's like, if I make it worse, we're done.
Yeah.
I got to pull this through, and I got to figure out, but at the same time, I got to let him know that it's okay, and I got to let him know I have faith, and it's up to you. You're in
Yeah.
control. You're doing it. You can make it work, or you can quit and give up or whatever. And he
Yeah.
pulled through, and it was a magical moment for sure. It was. And
And I show him all the messages that I get. I get so many messages about that. And everybody's so proud of Jed, and they're like rooting for him.
Yeah.
And I show him that, and he's like, oh, wow. So he understands that
Yeah.
sometimes it's uncomfortable. Sometimes it's just like, ugh. But if you go through it, it can be a meaningful, amazing
Yeah,
moment.
100%.
This is not a great world to be a kid in.
No.
no.
And so getting that like sort of reinforcement where, there's kids out there who are watching this show right now and watching him and going, okay, maybe I can do that. And that's kind of a cool thing. Like this whole show in general.
Or even maybe I can be better help at home.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, how else can
Yeah.
I make my parents' like days a little bit easier knowing they go to work and when they come home
Well-
they still got to take care of me. Can I help out making my bed or doing some laundry or whatever? Like, where can I help if he's able to do stuff like that?
I was
Right.
telling Lena when we were on the porch that about like 3 or 4 episodes into the show, I'm really enjoying it, but I'm sitting, I analyze everything. And I'm sitting there and I'm going, why do I love this show, but it feels like odd, like it's something I haven't seen before in a long time, or it was just hitting some kind of like weird thing for me, and I couldn't put my finger on it at first. And then towards the end of the show, I'm going, this show is 99% positive, pro-family, pro-morals, pro-positive, reinforcement, and all good stuff. And that shit just don't exist anymore.
It really
Right.
doesn't.
Yeah.
Not, and I was saying it's not only quality, it's quality.
Yeah.
It was really quality put together and shot and done and narrated and all of that. But it was an actual quality, morally good thing with quality people, quality kids. It was so nice and refreshing.
It hit aspects that we haven't seen in like reality TV
Right.
or
Yeah.
even in like the family show. Family Matters.
Every
Or-
reality show.
Family Matters.
No, but I'm saying like
Can I
Fresh
do
Prince
that?
of Bel-Air. Like they had stuff in it to make them a top show.
Every
you're
show
right.
had
Don't
a very
have
special
anymore.
episode of someone gets hooked on crack.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it was like, but the thing is, like, reality shows now are all like either like showing how extravagant someone's life is, or a competition show where like let's see who's gonna fuck each other over the most.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So this one didn't have any of that. This one is
No.
like literally like we're gonna put a group of people out here and give them every opportunity to succeed. and see who's willing to put the work in. And I think that's what was the coolest part about it was that when you saw, like, dude, you literally, when she said, we don't have the money for the thresher, and I saw your face, and you're like, this is going to fucking suck. But you did it, and you got the same results as the people who paid for it, but you did that shit with blood and sweat and determination. And, like, that to me was the biggest accomplishment of the entire series, is that you threshed 13 bushels by hand, and no one else on the program did that.
Right.
You did that. That was one thing that no one else on the program did, and you accomplished it.
And nobody else was broke.
Right.
We were the ones that were broke all the time. So yeah, we can't.
Real quick, because I'm going to lose it. But I wanted to piggyback on that. The whole threshing thing. Was it not possible with the time left? Because everybody had a pretty good pantry, and everybody had stuff that other people didn't have. Did it not cross your mind to barter with your neighbors maybe for that dollar? Was it?
No,
or was it
part
just
of
not
proving up the land. Like you can't have this land if you can't take care of it. So that was part of it. We had to have the money. So it's really like, you can't depend on your neighbors really for that, right?
Right.
Okay.
You couldn't have bought it. You couldn't. Yeah.
Oh,
you had to prove that you could take care of the land.
You couldn't like
we
they
could have
trade
bought
with-
it.
You couldn't do like intern. Well, because Landon went over and said, "I'll help you guys if you give me some pork."
Yeah, but that was for product, not for money.
No, that's what I'm talking.
And not to prove.
Yeah.
Not to prove
Oh, no, you're
to
right.
get your
Yeah.
certificate.
Yeah.
That was like,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
Okay.
I have two questions then. My first question is about Jet's birthday
Yes.
and why you went after the goats. Okay, I don't know why during the bidding, and maybe it's just because you didn't really want to make it about his birthday to get that package. Why you didn't say, "Hey, it's my son's birthday.
No, you can't
He
do
wants
that.
the goats. Like, can we not,
Well, yeah, I don't know. That
Well, one thing, if they had showed the whole thing, I remember telling Jeremy, no matter what, we have to get the one with the goats and the cow. That's the only one I want. I don't want those turkeys, and I don't want the pigs.
Yeah.
Whatever it takes, you do it.
and
It
the
was-
rest of the family felt the same way.
Yeah.
Right.
He was like, "That's all we want is this. We don't want any other one."
So there's no other lot. Like, that's the only
Yeah.
lot we really want.
And
That's
I
what my
said-
family wants. That's what I want. It had
Right.
what I wanted. I didn't want the turkeys. Didn't want the pigs. I wanted this cow. I wanted this set of goats and the chickens. And it was like, all right,
So then
whatever we
it
have to
became
do.
So then it became you.
not as
I
much
need to
about
get
the
what my
goats.
family. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
And,
it-
then it's supposed to be the men of the family that are bidding. And
Right.
then Stacy jumps in.
Yeah.
So then it becomes like we're all riled up.
Yeah.
And that's where Jeremy gets riled up. She
Yeah.
gets riled up. And it just becomes this crazy mess.
Right.
And
It became a
then-
thing that was great for reality TV, but really never needed to happen.
Well,
Yeah.
and
Right.
we of course always play along. What would I have done? What would? And I 100%. I told I had determined that after watching that and knowing the different lots of animals, I would have done the exact same thing. As a matter of fact, in my mind, I would have went up to half of all my. I probably would have went even all the way up to 15 to get the cow. I mean, think about it. You guys ended up with cheese and butter
Yeah.
and all
Yeah,
this great
that no one
stuff
had.
that nobody else had. And oddly enough, what kind of pulled you out of your hole? A lot of it pulled you out of your hole. So even with everything that went down, and even when you got, I am assuming when you're out there slapping the wheat, you're like, fuck that cow. But literally up until the wheat slapping, it seemed like a great decision to me. Even putting yourself in that hole, it made perfect strategical sense to me. Out of all the animals, that was the best decision.
Yeah, it was the best decision. We got what we wanted, and you live in for today, right? Like
Right.
I had the money that day. I paid for it. We got it.
Yeah.
And then we worry about tomorrow, and
Yeah.
then we worry about the next day. And we did. We made money. We made our money back, and then we decided to spend it, and
Yeah.
we spent it. But
Yeah, like
We
when
made
me
out
got our
all right.
paycheck, you got hats. Everyone
Yeah.
got cool ass hats. You still got your land certificate.
Yeah.
You got
Oh, were you-
6
but
cents
we
to
looked good
spare.
doing it.
You got 6 cents to spare. You guys won.
Were you out there like,
Yeah.
fuck this hat? And she could have
Nah,
just
I
paid for
was
the
like, I'm
thresher.
glad I'm looking good in this hat. beating this wheat.
Okay, so here's my question.
Wait, I
Who
have one
wrote?
more question.
Wait, well, hold on.
But wait, I got a question.
Who wrote the Real OG's goat funeral song? because that
my
was dope
daughter's.
as shit.
That's my daughter's. Let's sing
Yeah.
it for him. No, I'm kidding. Put her on the spot.
You literally remember it?
No way.
Yeah, that song's great. Those
Yeah.
girls, my whole family is amazing. You know,
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm just
Don't
saying
be
that
sorry.
about them.
No,
Lucky
but
But my
this
girls, they're
happened
jingling
organically.
all over the house.
That
Jet-
was such a
that's
great
all they
scene
do.
when they're singing that song, and then you're like there with your heart, your hand over your heart, and then Jet plays the harmonica, and you guys had a goat funeral. I'm like, that was, and then when you're leaving, and then Mia goes, "Outlaw bandits out," and I'm like, that was like literally an entire brand was created in that spot.
Yeah, we used to say that every time we went to the store because
Yeah.
it just became the Outlaw Bandits, and Mr. Gilbert loved it.
Yeah.
So we would always say, "Okay, Mr. Gilbert, bye. Outlaw Bandits out," and it just became our thing, and we loved it, and we're still proud of it.
That's awesome.
Yeah, like I said, my kids were friends with everybody, the whole crew, and we just had a good time. And that's one thing that you don't really see in the first 5 episodes, maybe, is that I actually had a really good time.
Right.
I'm actually a happy dad and a happy dude, and we were singing and dancing the whole time. That's one thing
That's
people
awesome.
do realize, you know, that we were having a good time out there. I mean, other than the threshing, where do you see us really complaining? Other than
Yeah,
no,
not
you
having
don't.
fun,
Yeah.
You don't. You don't.
Yeah.
No, when we interviewed you guys originally, I had brought up, how much, and I hadn't seen the show yet, how much of the conflict was real, how much of it was fake, and you guys were like, "Oh, it's all real." Yet again, hadn't seen it yet. I'm going off of reality television, that you guys were on a
Exactly.
reality TV show. So I assumed it was way more. If I would have watched it, I might not have even asked that question, because the only thing that, even watching it, I was like, well, I'm just trying to watch it objectively, like without having that knowledge of like, what would I have thought was staged conflict that was not. And it was really only the auction. That was the only thing that I could come up with. It was like, oh, they told her to say that or something to spark it off.
No, if you were there, I remember this happened, right? And everybody's happy. We're cheering for ourselves. And then Stacy says that and the whole thing. And it was worse than what they showed. But you can
Way
see
worse.
it was really bad.
Way worse.
Like we were
It
fired
was
up.
edited very nicely.
Yes. And you can see the whole crew. They don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And it just became a thing.
It felt to me like something that happens when you're embarrassed and you just
And you
say
don't know-
something
When you lost.
and you
Sore
when you
loser.
lost and you didn't know what to say, and so that happens.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. That's something that never had to happen.
It came
and that's
off.
really the only that's the only dark spot in the whole show. Everything else was super positive.
Yeah.
I believe with everything else that happened that it was a split-second thing she said, and probably regretted it almost immediately.
second it came out
after.
of her
Yeah, she
mouth.
said that. She said, I shouldn't have said that. I get it. But
Yeah.
she said it. And
Yeah.
And the cameras were there, right? So that's another. So Heather, that my wife that you guys have talked to before, so she's in the chat and she said she wants to know, what was it like having cameras in your face and trying to carry on as naturally as possible? Like, how hard was it to like just be normal and do what you're trying to do with those cameras in your face?
For me, it was pretty easy. No, I'm kidding. It was crazy. I mean, it's crazy. Like yeah, we're used to having cameras in our faces, but here's the deal: is it's real life. At the same time, it's like showing up to a
Uncomfortable.
job, it's like
Yeah.
showing up to do something. It's uncomfortable, and the whole time you have to realize, like, hey, you're in public, and there's people around, and they're documenting it. So
Yeah.
it's pretty stressful. I don't know. It
no,
was-
I think for me, and I think the girls will say the same thing, we got used to it. And we got very comfortable with the people. It became a family.
Yeah.
And yes, of course, you're thinking of what you're saying and how you look and whatever. But at the same time, we were living and we were in our heads in this moment. And we never really thought, okay, I better do this or change that. We were just doing what we felt.
When in that last episode, when you dumped out that cheese, when you made that cheese and you dumped it out and you pulled that wood thing off and you saw that cheese, I'm like, I want that cheese.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay, so-
it looked so good. I'm like, that's amazing. Because I could see it in your face, like, how, like, impressed you were. They're like, oh, my God, this
Yes.
worked. And you pulled that off. I'm like, that looked... Just to make cheese.
I
Like,
know.
that's awesome.
And that same night, I was like, okay, that worked. I'm going to make another one.
Did you taste it?
We did not.
Oh,
You never tasted
because
it?
because you were putting it in the pantry.
Because I had to
Because
save
it was supposed to be
everything
for
was, like,
winter.
saved for the pantry. Everything was,
Look
yeah.
at me. I've never cooked or prepared anything without tasting it.
All right, so my second question's a two-part question. Okay, when you guys had to make the decisions to be there for the other people, like give them their votes to get their land, were you able to go and look and see what they did to their properties?
No, that's a
No.
great question. No, it's just from what we've learned by being beside them the whole time. and
Redo
all.
the show.
Right? That would have been great.
That's a genius freaking. I didn't even thought, but that makes
Yeah,
perfect
they
sense.
should have
How
let you
the
guys
fuck?
tour each other.
Yeah, because you
Exactly.
don't know if they actually made their houses good enough to live in through the winter.
Right.
You don't know
Yeah.
if their gardens or if they like anything that they did to their property
that
was
would've been
good
great.
enough to make
I
sure,
know, they
you
should've
know.
done that.
Especially to have it on camera, like them evaluating us.
Yeah,
us
like
evaluating
like
them.
Trading Spaces or any
Yeah.
TLC show.
Yeah.
Like, have you guys get to tour the other homesteads?
Ooh,
and also,
homestead swap.
did they turn it up? Like, because when you guys were all like sitting at the table, what they showed on the show made me 100% think that you guys were not going to endorse the Hannah Riggs. But I'm like, I knew you were going to. I felt like there's no way they're not.
So
but
this is the second part.
did they like edit it that way? All right.
is how I know that you guys came very close with the Lopers throughout the series because you mended your bridges and whatnot. When it came to making that decision on the Hannah Riggs, because you guys, I mean, you built the schoolhouse together. That's pretty much the only time we really see you, or even at the dance, we really see you interacting with them. How much did you really get to know them in order to say, we're going to stand for you to get your land deed?
Well, we got to know them very well, I think, out there, from...
Not really. After the fact, we've gotten to know them more, but back then we knew them, from what we heard and what we saw. But at the same time, in that moment, we were like, okay, they made it this far.
Exactly.
Right.
Every week we were like, I wonder if anybody's gonna leave. I wonder if if we're ever gonna see them again.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
all of a sudden they're not gonna show up.
Yeah.
So we
But
were
they
like,
made
okay,
it.
they made it this far.
Right.
So I feel like everybody deserves to prove themselves.
Yeah,
If
you-
they fail, is because of what they did.
Or what they didn't get
But
done.
not because-
or,
not because
you
of
didn't
us.
say-
Right.
But we met them coming in. We saw what they were like. And then 2 months later, we saw what they're like. So we got to know them, and we got to see, like, wow, they impressed us. They're still here. Yep. Every day they showed up, they were still there.
Yeah.
They got through, So it was pretty easy to say, yeah.
So one last question for this ending.
And then I got one.
How scared were you that they weren't going to do the same for you?
Or than anyone.
I kind of
or
feel-
anybody.
Well, here's the thing that they don't really show is that we have a party at our house, and I don't know how much they show of it or not, but
None.
I don't think they show any of it. We have a campfire, and they all
Yeah.
come over, and it kind of turns into like a big show and tell for us because they had never come to our house and came inside and seen our place. So when they came over, they were wowed by everything that we had done the whole time we were there. So we kind of had no doubt they weren't going to vouch for us because we rocked the pantry, we rocked our place, we were doing the work, we showed up every time. It's hard to cancel us out when it comes to work. We're going
Yeah.
to show up and put in
Yeah,
the
Right.
unless it was personal.
And they even that's even on the show. They're like the work ethic can't be questioned.
Well,
Yeah,
I mean, they
everybody
did
knew
say
that.
like, hey, they helped build the community school.
Yeah.
And that's like
Yeah.
the gist of what they say or show
But
on
even
the
on
TV.
that, like, what did everyone else do for the community? Like, what we
Right,
didn't all,
yeah.
other than build the school. I mean,
Yeah.
like, so
That's
we're all
all
in the
that
same
anyone.
boat.
That's all that anyone
Yeah.
ever did.
Yeah, there's not a lot
Yeah.
we can all
And
do.
also, Heather asked, like, how impactful was that manual?
It was like very little. Like they gave you like the touch of the directions. Like my bed, I posted it online. The directions for the bed is like a picture and a little bit like a fraction of the directions really. But right, the almanac is what he's
It's
talking
like
about.
the directions you get when you order a Chinese TV swivel mount for the wall, and it comes with a screwdriver, and it's got 2 sentences
Yeah.
with 2 pictures, and you know for a fact there's at least 12 steps in the process.
Yeah.
Hey, they didn't give us enough screws for our last one. I was like,
Oh,
what?
man.
How the fuck does this work? And me and Owen are like holding up a TV. I said, fuck
gonna-
this.
Hold on, but you
Find the
learned.
screws.
So did you learn to make? You learned to make cheese out of that, though, right?
Yeah.
So how much of instruction was there in there?
Well, certain things are pretty, like recipes are pretty cut and dry, but at the same time, you're like, what? Like
Okay.
when we had to boil an onion, it was like, boil the onion, then dump the water, then boil the onion. It was like, no.
Oh,
It was
I'm glad you brought that
ridiculous.
up. Who the fuck boils an onion for 2 hours?
I guess we did because we were like, okay, let's follow the recipe.
But
and
didn't
then
it turn into mush? I've
it
never.
was disgusting.
I would have. Wait, I'm glad you brought that up. Specifically, I was like, "Who the fuck?" When because it was right after someone said, "Okay, we're gonna boil the onion for 2 hours," and they cut to some other shit, and then I think later on that episode, you guys are eating, and you're like, "It's not good."
Well,
And
no.
I'm-
So I remember Zoe saying like, we're not doing that. We're doing our own thing. You will boil it for 2
Right.
hours, but we're not gonna dump the water 5 times and
Okay.
go
Yeah.
get water 5
But-
times.
so
Like,
they
that's
wanted you to boil
ridiculous.
it for like 4 hours.
It was ridiculous. Yeah, something like that.
I would have
No
like
way.
sautéed it. I think by that time you guys had butter.
No.
No, you didn't have butter
We
by
had
that time.
lard.
That was so funny because
You can still saute in lard.
Yeah.
But I mean, you're getting a little bit fatter.
anything's better than boiling an onion for 2 to 4 hours. That's
No,
ridiculous.
100%, yeah.
I really want some onion flavored water mush.
Basically.
So you know what else they didn't show too?
What's that?
Us taking a bath. So
Yeah.
we had to.
I
take
would have
a
loved to
bath.
see that.
We had to fill up a tub with
Yeah.
water. We had to boil it, heat it up, right? And then the way it works is the dad of the family gets the first bath, and
Oh
then
my
the
God.
wife,
Oh, high five, bro.
and then the grandpa, then the grandma, then
Yeah.
the oldest child, all the way down to the baby, and they use the
Jesus.
same bath water.
Yeah.
So like a lot of
Yeah.
these things, like her boiling the onion, you had to do it just to see what it was like. They didn't
Yeah,
want you
yeah.
to cheat or to do another way.
Yeah.
It's like do it,
Well-
see what it's like.
And I was talking to her. We used to have a camper up in New Hampshire at this little campground, and I loved going in the summer. It was glamping. I
Yeah.
mean, we had a TV,
Yeah,
we had
yeah,
an
yeah.
antenna.
Yeah.
My uncle had his own camper. My cousins, they drove their camper and parked it.
Oh,
It had a
okay.
rec
Can I just
center
say,
and everything.
New England camping, do not like.
She actually took a cruise ship to the camp.
No. Listen, no. I'm gonna fly. Listen, I've toured all over this country. Boston is still my favorite city in the entire country. I love Boston. I love that whole area. But New England camping, people think you got to be in the woods in Tennessee or down here. No, New
No,
England
oh my
camping is
God.
amazing.
It's
There's
beautiful.
so many cool places
So
in New England to
beautiful.
camp at.
That's
but
cool.
wintertime, they shut down the communal bathrooms. So you
It's not
have
camping.
Communal bathrooms.
to they shut down the communal bathrooms and you have no running water that in your camper. So you have to literally now boil
love
some
you.
water to take a shower.
Yeah.
Or you have to go and get water from one spigot that actually works in the whole campground, and everybody's trying to go get it. I mean,
Yeah.
you had to pop dines in to take a shower. We're
wow.
talking old school back in the 90s.
Now you're starting to make it sound like a truck stop.
Well, it was kind of like that, but it was a campground. I mean, they had
Yeah.
a rec center with some pool tables and games that you could take back to your camper and then
A
put it
rec
back.
center.
A rec center.
Jesus
It was a very small rec center.
My dad was a
The rec center's open as long as the Red Sox aren't playing. If the Red Sox have a game today, you're going to have to fuck off and the rec center's closed.
My dad was an Eagle Scout in the 60s in the Adirondack Mountains of New York, and he used to tell me that usually
I was an Eagle Scout in the 1960s when the rec center was closed.
he said a lot of the times some of the kids would end up getting frostbite and shit. That was the level of
A lot of the kids
so
got frostbite over the rec center back when the rec center was closed.
Well, no, there was one time I was trying
That's
to
what his
return-
dad sounded like.
I was trying
It's
to
not-
return
not-
a
it's pretty
game
close.
right to the rec center, and as I'm walking, the owner's dog meets me halfway. He's not on a chain or anything, and I'm terrified. I put the game down in the middle of the dirt road and ran back to my camper. I was like, "Fuck this shit!"
Brittany,
So
where's
listen.
Boggle?
Listen, my in-laws run a fish camp in Weehawken, Florida, which is in the Panhandle. It's right at the armpit, where it's Panama City, Port St. Joe, right there, right? And so from their house to a gas station, 30 miles. It's way out there, right? And what's crazy is once you go out there, you get all of that way out there. They got like a pavilion and RV launches, RV spots and boat launch and all that. But once you get out there, you're out there for the week. You don't care about any of that shit. You're like, oh man, this is great. Like everyone's coming up, everyone's hanging out. We got ice, we got beer, we got fish, we got all that other stuff. Nothing matters anymore. And I think it's like one of those things. Like if you get into a community, no one has any of that other stuff.
Yeah.
Then it becomes way easier to forget
Yeah,
that it
Exactly.
exists.
And you
Yeah.
get used to it.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we had to drive an hour to get to a store from our camper.
Wow.
It was 30 minutes to the Donkeys, but it was an hour to the store like to buy like any supermarket stuff. Yeah. Or
Okay.
water shoes.
Here's what I want to do. What?
I just had one because I'll forget. Because I've tried to remember 3 times
I know.
and I lost it. So you guys were talking about handicaps earlier, and I think I would agree with pretty much everyone's assessment that having
Hannah
the
Riggs,
2 young
yeah.
kids, you guys didn't have, they didn't have extra labor like you guys had.
Right.
Right.
At the very start, everybody's property had like one seemingly like really bad thing that you guys had to fix almost immediately. I can't remember what y'all's like first thing was, where the cab, I think like part of one of the walls was missing or something.
No,
And-
the door was
Our
falling
door was
apart.
falling off.
Okay,
yeah.
the door, and then the Hannah Riggs, their outhouse was missing like 2 boards on it or something.
Their
Mm-hmm.
stairs
the
were fucked up,
Lopers-
too.
But tell me I'm wrong. Didn't the Lopers have the biggest fuck you at the start there? The whole front of their house was non-existent. Like,
That was pretty much,
right? I'm like watching it, and I'm like, well, fuck. I was like, everybody else has to put up like 3 to 5 boards, maybe a door. Like I
Who
said, the
made that decision?
Hannah Riggs.
That's what I want to know. But also,
Well, I mean, wait. So was I
No,
I
that's,
wrong?
That's
or?
correct. You're correct. We had to make a bed because it's 5 people.
Yeah, yeah.
that
Jeremy
was
and I
our
had to
fucking-
You didn't
sleep-
have enough beds.
Yeah.
But yet again, you had 4 walls. You know what I mean? Like I said, just to me, that was the biggest FU at the start. Was like, we got to.
True.
We don't even have that entire side of our house.
We had
Yes.
everybody had cracks, like 4-inch
Right,
cracks.
right.
Yeah.
So the walls didn't matter much.
Right, like you didn't really have real
No.
walls either. So.
Right.
Yeah, no, but yeah, everybody had issues. Like even the Hannah Riggs, their stairs getting in their outhouse.
Yeah.
We had our door was busted up. We didn't have a bed. We had 5 people in 2 beds, like 2 little beds.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know. I
So
get that.
was our thing.
Okay.
And that's also one of the things, like, as a family, you're like, hey, I got my 2, like, teenage daughters, and
Sleeping in
then
a bed
Jet
with-
all sharing a bed together. I'm like, I mean, they're like, listen, they're family, but still, like, that's not comfortable.
Well, me and
Right.
Lena were on a twin bed for a week.
Really?
For a twin bed for a whole damn week.
I'm guessing neither of you snore.
I don't know.
No, you would know.
Yes,
you would
he
know.
snores.
I was about to say, I can always tell by the smile as a good woman. She's like, yeah, he fucking snored.
I will tell you, I've gotten used to my husband's snore enough that I can actually fall asleep over it. But if I actually want to watch something on TV while he's sleeping next to me, I'm like, fuck you, man. I just want to
Okay,
stop
so listen.
you.
Here's what we're gonna do. All right, we are gonna take a quick break. Because what I want to do is when we come back from break, like, listen, I love all this talk, but I want to talk to this guy, my buddy from way back in the day, and talk about like all of this, like. The history is crazy because like everything I am today is because of the origin story of where him and I came from. And I don't think it's been so much like everything he is, but like literally we both came from almost the same seed and like
Right.
where it all started. I think that's really cool. Like I've reached out to so many people and they're like, this is crazy. Like that's Jereme Hall that's on Back to the Frontier.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's crazy to me because like, yeah, there's a whole lot to it. So listen, I'm gonna play a
gonna
song
fuck.
going to break here. No, I was gonna say I'm gonna fucking play a song, but then I realized I don't need that extra word to throw in there.
Of course you do.
I'm just being gratuitous at this point. So I'm gonna play.
don't need gratuitous
This is
in
Danny
there.
Feedback.
Hey.
Woo!
Danny Feedback with Lotion Teens from the 2006 Post Records compilation. Ole.
Go, Danny Feedback! Woo!
And we will be back. You're listening to Pop Culture Radio. Welcome back to Pop Culture Radio. This is
Funky.
oh, so for some reason my mic was low. This is Watch Me Disappear with Onan the Barbarian.
I dig it.
It's 2006. This used to be the song that I selected for my wrestling entrance, which never happened. But if it had that would have been pretty badass, right? That's a good entrance. You come down here, you hear that song, you come down there, you whoop some ass, you're like, oh, this would be fucking great, right?
It's good.
Exactly.
It's good tripping music.
So I want to show everybody. I just got a photo 20 minutes ago from Owen. He got the two little ones to go to sleep, and they're both sleeping on the couch by each other.
Nice.
That's cute.
That looks like a space photo.
Well, tell
Yeah.
Are
them.
they on the ISS
Like a
right
party
now?
in there.
Well, tell them to cover them up and come on over. They'll be fine.
Yeah, okay.
They can watch themselves, right?
Yeah. Give them some wheat to whack.
Oh, man.
Oh, my goodness.
Okay, so
Stick and they'll be
we
fine.
talked a lot about the show and everything, in this last segment. And here's the thing that's funny to me. It's like all of this stems from the reason why we're talking right now is because my origin story and Jeremy's origin story is kind of the same thing, right? So both of us were people that grew up in the Central Florida area, heard this radio station that was playing local music and that was paying attention to what was going on locally, and we both decided to make music for this station. And that's kind of how it all started, right? So the difference is that I recorded a rejoin for the Monsters, and they would play it coming in from breaks. But Jeremy recorded, his first one he submitted was, you recorded an entire theme song for the news thing, the show that came on before the Monster, 4 to 6 a.m., for Melissa Fox.
Yes.
Right? That's what started it. That's what spurred it for you, right?
Yeah, that was absolutely it.
Yeah.
Melissa was doing stuff for local bands too and all, and we just wanted to get her attention and get on there, and then at the same time the Monsters' attention. And we wrote a pretty crazy song for Melissa. I don't know if you've heard it or remember
I
it.
remember it. I don't have a copy of it, but I remember it, yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
And you guys were this really cool, if I didn't know any better, I would go, that's a band from Cocoa Beach. Because that's the vibe you had. You had the vibe of a surfing community band that just your whole vibe was surf, coconuts, wind sails. Like that's
great.
your whole idea. You guys were like Florida Sublime.
And we didn't even try. I just think that's just how it happens. Even the music now, people tell me it's beachy.
That's how Florida works.
We didn't even try.
I'm gonna tell you, when he played the music the last time I was here, that your most recent music.
The one,
I said
the ones
to-
that they wrote on the
Yeah. I said to him, you know what this reminds me of? And I couldn't think of it as originally, but it was like, Elvis, doing the dance
Okay,
and everything
I'll
for
take
people.
it.
But then I was like, oh my God, you know what this really, I found out what it really made me think of. That Thing You Do, the movie with Tom Hanks.
Oh,
Okay.
It made me feel like that was that music. Like
Okay.
in the style and the way they were in that movie. That's
like
what
it.
it made me like, that sound and the way that you sound and the way you're singing. And I mean, I don't even have to have a visual of what you do, because technically in my head I'm thinking, okay, you're like Tom Hanks at this point for me.
I thought it was Hank Williams Sublime Jr.
Great. I love it.
That's a compliment.
Speaking of that, Jeremy, have you heard Sublime with Jacob Noel?
I have, yes.
Is that incredible or
That's
what?
incredible. What a
oh
story.
my God, man.
Huh?
Jacob Noel. So Bradley Noel passed away in 1995. His son, Jacob, at the time was like a year old.
Yeah, baby.
And now he is the front man for Sublime. And I'll tell you this, I heard that he was going to come back in front of the band. Or somebody told me, like, oh, he fronted the band for that benefit for HR from Bad Brains. And I heard the recording of him doing Wrong Way. And I was like, oh, that's great. But then I saw a video of him on a radio station playing acoustic and doing the song Red. And I'm like, oh, my God.
yeah, it's
He's-
Bradley 2.0, right?
Yes. He
Really?
sounds and has the
Yeah.
same like personality and feel as his dad and everything. It's so good. It's so amazing. And like that's a slice out of the pie from the 90s where you're like, that band like died before they ever had a chance to walk.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
Or to enjoy and sit back and watch what they had done.
Yeah.
They didn't get
yeah.
to really experience it, I think.
Yeah.
But wow, what a full circle to come around. you know?
Yeah. Crazy.
And at the same time, what a great exit for Rome to leave the band
Yeah.
and go focus on himself now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So
Oh man! So when you came into the whole Real Radio picture, like, what was your whole like? So you did the song for Melissa, and then what was the like next after that? So obviously she started playing it a lot because I know she personally told me she loved you guys and she played everything you ever sent to her. She played it on the radio.
that's awesome.
But
She
you
was
know
cool.
that like every time you sent her a new song, she played it on the radio, right?
Not really. I didn't know that.
Oh, okay. All
That's
right.
awesome. She's awesome.
Yeah.
What's crazy is I am 99.9% sure, or at least there's that high of a chance that I definitely was listening to her show during this time that you were sending music in. And who would have known, like 25, 30 years later, I'm like sitting
Right.
here with Real Radio guys.
Right?
Oh man, he got Tuttled. Bushy did. So we had Tuttle on the show, and Tuttle calls in to like.
Oh, yeah.
So you remember back in the Monsters days, Tuttle was like the stunt master general for like the Monsters,
Okay.
and Bushy's telling a story, and Bushy goes, and Tuttle is trying to he's trying to explain why we are the last great generation, and he's saying because if we wanted to go to a party or we wanted to have friends, we had to be okay with everybody. We had to go to a party where it's like multiple cultures, multiple ethnicities, multiple genders, and we had to be cool with everybody to be friends with everybody because we didn't have like a Facebook group where we could join and it would be like
Exactly.
only people who agree with
Or a
us.
chat, yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like, you remember how many times did you fight your friends and then the next day you guys were cool again? And then Bushy said, no, not with me, because if I fought one of my friends, it was really bad. And he goes, you couldn't be friends after that. And Tuttle goes, so how often did you fight minorities? And he's like, no, that's not what I said. I'm like, you got Tuttled. Because that's what Tuttle does. Tuttle takes what you say and then turns it to something.
Makes you
Okay.
look like a terrible person.
But it's like it's like
no.
all those like old Real Radio guys like talking to them after the fact. I'm like, everyone getting back together. It's really funny to see like the personalities and how they've evolved to now.
Soul Brother Kevin called in and basically like we got to the point, we do about an hour and a half, hour and a half at a shot. And Soul Brother Kevin called in, and then like he could tell that all of us needed to go to the bathroom. We were trying to take a break, and purposely like
kept them on there for 2 hours.
It was well, no, 2 hours in. It was a 3-hour segment, right?
Oh my god.
It was 2 hours in
was.
addition to our normal time.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's Kevin.
Oh, it was awesome. I mean, fucking. I wish he'd call back, fucker.
So Jeremy with Garden Groove, like, how long what was the start of that band, and when did it like? What was the whole trajectory of that? Because I remember you guys being like, and us doing shows together, and like and then it kind of like just disappeared. Like what happened after that, and like, have you done music since then?
Yeah, well, Garden Groove, I don't know how long we were around for. It felt like a long time, but it was probably a little bit of time. It was me, Sam, and Guido. That was the real core of the band. That's when we were alive and just loving life. And then Sam got a job in New York City, and he moved away.
Guido was your bass player.
Yes, Guido was a
bigger
bass player.
guy.
Yes.
Bigger guy. He's the guy that when we were
6'3".
doing the STEM Records showcase at legendary Fern Park Station, he did the rock bend, the rock pose, and split his leather jeans.
Oh boy.
And I fucked with him so hard over that, but it was so funny.
That's
but
great.
that's what happens. Like, hey, you want to split that hard? Shit's gonna break.
That sounds like
Great.
your story about this guy moving away. It almost sounds like what song? No. There's a song. It's probably from like the late 90s, early 2000s where they're like, yeah, I started a rock band, and then like we all, got married, and this one moved away, and that one moved away. Like, did that happen to like your whole band, or just?
Once the guitar player left, me and him wrote a lot of the songs together.
Sam was awesome.
Sam was, he was the magic in the band too, and he was irreplaceable. The band just fell apart. I went solo. I did well. I actually re-recorded Lockdown and got a production deal.
Oh, wow.
Peak Sounds. We did a video. I had some things going on, and all of a sudden one day that just fell apart. And I went out and did the cover act thing for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and
yeah?
that really killed my soul, and it took me away from the music. Like, it really ruined it for me.
Yeah.
I stopped writing original music.
I'm glad you said that, because
lost
I
the
was going to
drive.
be supportive for a second, but no.
No,
I was
you can't
about to
mix the
fake
two,
support the
really.
shit out of you.
No. Because listen, man, anytime my friends say something, I'm always going to support my friends. But when you said did the cover thing, and if you had said, oh, and it turned into this new thing, and like I didn't know it, and then I would support you. But when you said killed my soul, I'm like, I know exactly how you feel. Because I tried to do that. I tried to go out and do covers and play cover songs and all that. And it was not fulfilling at all. Because I had no creative input in any of this. So I'm like, I can't. Listen, I love Matchbox 20, but I can't just go out to a pub and play Matchbox 20 songs for 4 hours. And I know you guys want to pay me a lot of money.
To do
A
that,
lot of money to do that, but it hurts my soul. Like, I can't do that. Like, it doesn't, it doesn't, those pieces don't click in for me. You know,
it's kind of like an acting job. You have to perform every song the way the original artist did, if not better. You can't do it worse than them. You have to reach their emotions that they recorded that song. So every song has a different emotional approach to it, and you have to deliver that for the people to be accepted or do it better. And the only way you can be creative is I used to take hip hop songs and make them acoustic or make them rock, and just to entertain them, but as well entertain me and to have a creative input in the music.
Yeah. So, okay, hold on. Speaking of that, I have a recording of you taking a hip hop song and making it acoustic.
Okay.
And so, right to your right hand side there is Mr. Bushy. Mr. Bushy is a hip hop aficionado.
Oh, okay.
I've listened to a rap song here or there.
Here or there.
Can I play?
You
Or
play
all-
whatever you want.
or
Can I-
all of them.
Is
Okay.
he gonna
Can I
rate
play?
it?
Can I play a song? Can I play a clip of Jeremy taking a hip hop song and making it acoustic, and let's see how long it takes Bushy to figure out what song this is.
I'm also pretty good at hip hop.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All
You guys want
right.
to play this game? Bushy, you down?
Yeah, yeah.
Name that tune.
Tune.
Name that tune.
All right. Here we go.
Electric Slide. Is that not hip hop?
Probably not.
Rolling down the street, smoking
Oh.
windows, sipping on gin and juice.
Good old Snoop Dogg.
My mind on my money, my money on my mind. So much drama in the LBC, it's kinda hard being Snoop D-O-G, but I somehow, someway, keep bumping up a boogie and shit like every single day. May I kick a little something for the G's and make a few friends as I breeze through 2 in the morning 'cause the party's still jumping 'cause my mama ain't home. I got the chickens in the living room getting on and they ain't leaving till 6 in the morning. So what you wanna do? I got
This is what all of the early 2000s sounded like.
Okay. All right. Hold on. So let me.
I
want to throw another one in there. I think this one is tougher. All right. So I think this one is tougher. Here we go.
I was trying to guess it off my intro, but I was like, sounds like multiple songs.
If you want it, you got it. If you want it, baby, just bust a move. Oh, yeah.
Oh my god, I don't know the name of the song, but I know the song. That's so bad.
Yeah, this is a jam for all the fellas. Try to do what those ladies tell us. Get shot down 'cause I'm overzealous. Play hard to get females, get jealous. Okay, smarty goes to a party. Girls are sounding glad and they show the body. Chicks walks by, you wish she could sex her, but you're standing on the wall. If you was one deck down, next dysfunction. High class luncheon, food is served in your store or munching. The music comes on, people start to dance, but then you ate so much and you spit your pants. Girl starts walking, guy
Rito.
starts talking, sits down next to you, starts talking, says she wants to dance 'cause she likes the girls. Well, you know what to do, just bust the move. If you
Got
want
it. Must move,
you
right?
got it.
Yeah.
Yep, you got it.
You want it, baby, just bust the move.
That's not hip hop.
You want
Ah!
it, you
Is it
got
not?
it. You want it, baby, just got
Wait, it's not hip hop, like because. Okay, hold on. All right. It's not hip hop.
I mean,
wait.
it is,
It
but
is,
you
okay.
got to remember, I discovered rap about 20 years after that.
Okay.
Did you do
So-
the 3-6 Mafia Sublime covers?
All right. So I'm looking at a list of all the songs. So Jeremy, do you have a original on this list that you would think is like your favorite?
Well, Lockdown's on there, the original Lockdown. But
Really?
It's a pop version, yeah.
Wait, it's on Spotify?
Yeah, it should be on there somewhere right there.
Really?
Yeah. You're not seeing it. huh?
Are you okay with telling that story?
Yeah, there it is, right there.
Oh,
Right
okay.
there. Yeah, right there.
Okay. Oh shit!
But
Oh,
this
it
is
on there.
this is a re-recording though, not from Garden Groove.
Okay, but this is the original story, that one I was talking about. Like, you told this story to my mom and dad, like, but way back in the day. Yeah. So, are you okay with like talking
Yeah,
about
you could-
that?
Yeah, you could. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. All right. Here we go.
All right, so tell me the story.
All right.
Yeah,
hold on.
and go.
It's kind of in here in this first verse. I'll tell you the story.
Well, it was 2 or 3 and they kid these. Just got off of work and I was so hungry. Just smoked a bowl. So you know, I was not aware that I was parking illegally. I didn't see the officer coming up to talk to me. He said, before you go home, son, I think it's not lockdown. Turn around, you got the right to remain silent. Don't make no sound, lockdown. Turn around, anything you do will say get you put away. Lockdown, turn around, you got the right to remain silent. Don't make no sound, lockdown. Turn around, anything you do will say get you put away. I had an ounce of weed sitting in my car. I didn't mean to disrespect, I didn't mean no harm. I'm just an average kind of guy. And out to hurt nobody, I'm just a little high. So pardon me if you need to see my ID. What's wrong with me? You said I wasn't born stupid, I got more sense than that. I used to smoke the shit myself to get your hands behind your back. Lockdown, turn around, get down. You got the right to remain silent. Don't make no sound. Lockdown, turn around. Anything you do will say get you put away. Lockdown, turn around. You got the right to remain silent. Don't make no sound. Lockdown, turn around, get down. Anything you do will say get you put away. He said getting high was a crime. I beg to disagree, but now I'm doing time at OCC Penitentiary, and inmates bugging on me. He's trying to get me in a headlock, trying to make a fool of me, trying everything he can do to get me in a bad mood. I'm trying hard to keep cool and keep this dude from being rude, but he don't care. It's pretty rough when you're in there, so if you try to mess with me, I'll make your nose meet your ear. Lockdown, turn around. You got the right to remain silent. Don't make no sound. Lockdown. Anything you do will say and get you put away. Lockdown.
Dude, that's fucking great.
Thank you.
So
Excellent.
I remember you telling that story, and you're like, "Oh, the cops were like driving all crazy, and like
Did
you're
they not
sliding all
strap
over the
you
back
in?
seat."
No, there was like they cuffed me and stuffed me basically. Stuffed me right in the back seat. And
This was before First Amendment auditors and all that. So it's kinda, they used to pull my buddies over. They knew were stoners, and I mean, on a regular basis, maybe once every couple months, and like unbolt all their car seats and stuff.
jeez.
Well,
like
yeah,
at a
because you
light,
can hide stuff
and they
anywhere.
Yeah, but then they just leave it. They'd take their
would've put
car
it back in-
apart like in a Walgreens parking lot, and then just leave them there with no
That's
tools or
horrible.
nothing to put it back together.
Oh God.
It's funny that I've never told. I have a story a little similar to that. I didn't get arrested, luckily, but I've made it no secret that I smoke a ton. So it was not unlike me to get a quarter pound, at a time, just even for smoking.
McDonald's.
Oh yes, a quarter pounder with no cheese. So I had a '87 Pontiac Fiero. So little car.
You were asking to be pulled over.
Oh, it gets 86.
Pontiac Fiero. You are asking. You're like, hey, I'm either 50 years old trying to bang 20-year-olds, or I have a pound of weed in my car. There's no other way,
Yeah,
right?
pretty much.
Right?
50-50.
You have a Fiero? Pontiac Fiero? Like, you're telling them everything they need to know,
So
right?
it gets better. This happened the day after I got my tongue pierced.
Oh, Jesus.
Why do you make it so easy for me?
So I don't know if you guys remember, but Sandspur Road over there in Maitland, that exit used to be kind of like a 90-degree curve,
Oh, God.
and it came up to a stop sign, but it was a stop sign right off of the
Highway.
exit,
Yeah.
so nobody ever stopped
stopped
at
at
that
the
stop
stop
sign.
sign.
I still to this day don't have any tickets or anything, right?
I have a lot.
I have a perfect driving record, and I always stopped. If I would have stopped, I would have gotten rear-ended. Point blank, okay? Like, if you stop at this stop sign, you get rear-ended with people coming. So, anyway, I've got this my quarter pounder with cheese with me, and I come down off the exit, and I don't stop at the stop sign because nobody does. And as I'm going, right there in front of me is a sheriff. Oh, excuse me. And he does the point over. It's never good when you get the point over. They're not even in their car.
Hey,
They're not even in their car.
Yeah.
They've already got 2 or 3 other people writing the tickets. They ain't even in their car. They know they're getting people. They know this is a spot where people are doing this on a regular basis because it's unsafe not to do so.
You're next in line.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was pointed over with like 3 other cars. But I've also got my buddy with me in the passenger seat. I won't put his name out there. But so anyway, I've got
He
this.
thanks you.
I've got this in my pocket, and boom, I get pointed over, and I drove past the cop, but he is already right behind me walking up to the car because I just got pointed over. So there's no time even of this guy, the cop to get out of the car, come over to the car, none of that. Boom. And so I'm freaking out, and I'm trying to shove this hamburger down next to me, but I'm driving a Pontiac Fiero, which has no room for anything anywhere ever. And to make it even better, the little lever to lean your seat back, which is a moot point because you can't lean your seat back in a car that has a firewall behind you. The little plastic handle had broken off, so all there was this piece of metal shaped like a fucking Spartan spear. So I'm trying to shove it down as this cop is like coming right past my quarter panel, and I'm like, fuck, it's not going. So I freak out and I throw it, literally just throw it right at my buddy, and I'm like, hide this. Oh, no, wait. I just got my tongue pierced, so I said, hide this. So I do that. Now you got to remember, though, on my benefit with the Pontiac Fiero is that it's crotch height. The roof of a Pontiac Fiero is at the crotch of a man who's 5'2".
I have one
Hello,
question so
officer.
far. I have one question so far.
Hey.
Were you this height when you had that?
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
So anyway, giant guy dressed like a goth. I got to put that on there too. Or a raver even, if you will. Fucking UFO jeans, all that. And I also had an eyebrow piercing.
Did you have spiky hair too?
Possibly had a spiky mohawk, maybe. I don't remember. I actually don't remember my hair at that point. So as I throw this hamburger at my buddy, pieces of hamburger go everywhere.
Oh, no.
Now there's also a sunroof in my car.
Oh Jesus!
But it is tinted. But yet again, a tall person can look down inside the sunroof of this car, and there's hamburger all over the console. I smell nothing but hamburger. And I can only talk like this. I lean out and excuse me, officer, apologize for not stopping the stop sign. And he said, are you okay? I said, yeah, I just got my tongue pierced yesterday, and I can't really talk that well. And it's kind of like that, so I'm sorry about that. He's like, do you know what you did? I was like, yeah, the man the stop sign, but everyone does stop sign. But you're welcome to give me a ticket right now. It's perfectly fine. This whole time, all I can smell is hamburger, and my buddy is behind me, gingerly picking pieces of hamburger off the console as I'm eye to eye with this, sergeant or whoever he was. So anyway, he's like, "All right, well, wait here, Mr. Bushy. I got to go write you a ticket." And he walked by the car, and I looked at my buddy. I said, "How did he not smell that or see that or anything?" And I just got handed a ticket and sent on my way. And I'm like, "Oh my God.
Wow.
What the fuck just happened?" I didn't eat a hamburger.
Sometimes it just works out.
To this day, me and that guy, when we hang out, if it comes up, we'll be like, he knew, right? Like, he had to know. Like,
He let you go.
I feel like he did. But then again, the car is so low, it's not like he leaned in the car. It's way below. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
just because
never know.
something's at your belly button, if it's like downwind and the wind's
Time
blowing
and place,
through
man.
the car.
Time and place.
Just hope that he had a cold. That's why he couldn't smell it.
I don't
Yeah.
know, but that is I've always wanted to tell that story, but never really had a good segue into it. So thank you.
Locked down.
So Jeremy,
Wait, I had a question.
oh yeah, hold on. So coming into this show, and I don't know the notoriety that this show has created. Like, am I the only person from like the past that has kind of reached out to you and been like, "Hey, man, like I saw this shit, and like I'm seeing what you're doing." I'm just curious because it's literally it's a big show. It's like I
It's
know
on
so
HBO
many
Max.
people who are watching it. So, have you had other people reach out to you and want to talk to you?
It's slowly starting to happen, you know. I think slowly, little bit by little bit, you know. I did have a friend reach out last night that just turned the TV on the background and flipped out when they recognized me on there, and they reached out to me, you know.
Yeah.
It's got to be pretty cool watching TV and seeing somebody you know.
Me and you talked, like, Russ Rollins from The Monsters is like a fan of the show.
That's
and
crazy.
had no idea that you were Jeremy from Garden Grove. Like,
That is
no
crazy.
idea. Yeah.
You know how you know he's so much cooler than me? If I was on a TV show, I would text every person I've ever fucking known in my time. I'd be like, hey, I'm going on a TV show. You want to interview me?
Right?
Okay, so my question is, how did you guys meet? How long have you actually been together? I know, obviously, at least 20 years because your oldest is 20. And did you know about all his stuff prior to meeting him?
All his stuff? No.
How would
Like,
she know?
all
Wait,
his,
how would she
like,
know
music
prior
and
to
stuff.
meeting?
All of a sudden, she's talking about, like, did
But
you
I mean,
know?
Don't tell her about the
he was
stuff.
like that.
Did you know he was a hot ass dude in fucking feather boas, like playing in, like,
Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't really know too much about that.
No, when I met Jeremy, I was still in high school. We met when I was 17.
I was like, careful,
think.
careful.
No, you
Allegedly.
were like
No,
18.
yeah.
No, but
We saw each other.
we saw
yeah, we
each
met.
other.
Yes.
We used to live in the same apartment complex. So
Yeah.
we'd always see each other in passing.
Yeah.
But I was doing my thing. He was doing his thing, which I guess was Garden Groove,
Yeah.
wearing boas and showing off his abs. But after that, like 1 year, he moved away. We had briefly spoken a few times, but we would always kind of look at each other, and we knew like there was something there, but never anything happened. We didn't go out or anything. Then he moved out. A year went by, and I was at the pool with my mom and my grandma. And here comes this guy, and he's like, "Hi, do you remember me?" And I'm like, "No," because at the time when I had first met him, he had blonde hair. No,
Yeah.
the second time around,
Frosted tips.
frosted
They're
tip.
90s.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now he was a brunette, whatever. And I'm like, no, I don't remember you. But anyway, so he gave me his number, and he told me to call him. And my grandma was like, oh my God, he's so cute. You have to call him. And I was like, no. And my grandma made me call him. And then we went on our first date, and we've been together ever since. And that
Did she
was
say
like
it
23 years ago.
Did she say it in Colombian?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just figured I'd ask that.
Yeah. Yeah, so she was so sweet. She was our biggest supporter, and yeah. But 23 years. And
So
we've been
is your
together
grandma
ever
still
since.
around?
No.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
I was going to ask what she thought of this show. That would be
No,
amazing.
Yeah, she would have loved it, but
Oh.
no, but she always loved it. She didn't even get to meet Jet, but yeah, she was super awesome.
Did
And
she meet,
was-
like, Mia and the other girls?
Yeah, Mia and Zoe she did meet.
Oh, that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I get an endorsement from a family member, I just never hear from the girl again.
All right, so, Jeremy,
Yes.
let's hear your side of that story.
Yeah, we lived in the same apartment complex, and I always noticed her, like she said, I always would look out the window, and I would catch her looking up at my window too. You know, she was dating somebody at the time too. In fact, she was, and I was dating somebody at the time as well. So that's why we never really pursued each other. But the key to the story is I was driving by one day that apartment complex, and I didn't live there anymore. And something told me, just go in there, go. And I turned in, and my friend at the time was like, whoa, what are you doing? And I'm like, there's this girl in here. I got to look for her. I went to the pool that I first met her. She wasn't there. And I was like, oh, man, wait, there's another pool. Let me just go. I got to go and see if she's there. I didn't know where she lived. And there she was with her mom and grandma. And I was like, oh, man, I can't approach her now. She's with her mom and grandma at the pool.
Yeah, right.
And, you know? And
Family
something
affair.
told me, I was just like, yeah, I got to do it, man. Just go do it. Go talk to her. You got nothing to lose. And it changed my whole life. We got together that night. We got together the next night, the next night. And I can't remember the nights we weren't together, really.
That's fucking awesome.
That's awesome.
That's awesome. And she had no idea that you used to be a feather boa wearing
She had no clue.
pop
idea.
star. No idea.
No clue.
Now that story is romantic, I tell that story in today's day and age. I'm a stalker.
Right?
Okay, so how thick of an accent did she have back then than she does now? Because like I can hear it,
Right.
but I can only imagine what it was like back then.
I don't think, she never really had. It's been like this for most of the time I've known her. She made it a point to work on it and not have an accent.
Okay.
Like
Yeah, I
her
hated
older
it.
sister, she's been in America, longer
Longer.
than her. She's Colombian too, and she has an accent, like a strong, thick accent, where Lina doesn't. A lot of time people don't know it, but they hear something in her, so they know she's from somewhere.
Well,
but-
she's very like my sister. Now I'm adopted. My sister's adopted. My brother was the only one who is a biological child to my parents, and my sister is so dark skinned. You know that she has to be adopted. She's from
Okay.
Bogota, Colombia.
Oh wow.
That's where I'm
And
from.
My parents had to go like from different orphanages to find her.
Okay.
And they got her at 2 months.
Oh wow.
So she had to get her legal citizenship and everything when I don't remember what age, but she sounds like she's straight out of Boston, like
oh wow.
doesn't have any kind of accent whatsoever, just has jet black hair, dark skin. Everybody's like, so where are you from? And she's like, Boston. Like she doesn't even say like Bogota, Colombia. I have to literally explain to like when people see me and her together, they're like, what's going on here? Like, and then when they used to see me, her, and my brother together, they were like, okay, he's got blue eyes. At least you both have brown eyes. But what the fuck is up with this shit?
Yeah.
I'm like,
Yeah.
we all have dark hair, blue, brown. So, But yeah, she like does not miss it whatsoever and doesn't care to ever find like her parents or anything. She's so happy with the way her life turned out.
Yeah.
I honestly heard no accent at all in the show it was like towards the very end. I don't remember
really?
what episode. Yeah, but
Yeah.
like the whole time, like everything that you said or that they recorded you saying, there was like zero.
Yeah.
And then I forget what even you were saying at the time. I was like, oh wow, she does. There's like an accent there. It was almost like you were trying to do an accent because you had none through the whole show. It was like it was like maybe the 7th or 8th episode before I even knew that there was any accent.
Like
at all.
she's about to slaughter a chicken. Let's get an accent here.
Right.
Well, no, I didn't even notice her accent on the show until tonight.
Okay.
Like tonight when I'm talking to
Oh,
you in
really?
person is when I actually hear it come out.
Okay.
It's the
And
bourbon talking.
well, okay, but that's the thing is like me coming from a background of like theater. I've always been able to go in and out of accents, especially if I watch like a show that's in Ireland. Like I pick that up and I have it for a week.
Why don't you
It's
drop that
ridiculous.
Boston accent? Then?
But I've always, when I moved down here, which was 12 years ago, I was like, I cannot have my accent because people are gonna be like, oh, I know where you're from. You're snotty and rude, and so I was like, I just gotta stop. I'm sorry, but I got so like defeated. I was like, I'm so over this. I'm just gonna drop my ass again and not really fucking care what anybody thinks about me at this point in time because I'm getting too old for this shit.
Yeah. When I moved here, it was brutal because they would ask me, where are you from? And I would say Colombia, and it was just brutal in high school. So, yeah. So I really wanted to get rid of the accent and not have to tell anybody that I was Colombian. Now it's a different story.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
but at the time, I was like, I got to get rid of this thing.
yeah.
Yeah, Colombia, like all the stories from Colombia, but at the same point, like at this point, like being from Colombia has become like sort of a hero story, right?
Ooh,
It's
this
cool now.
this
Yeah, it's
reminds me.
cool.
It has like everything that happened in Colombia. Like you're a survivor at this point.
Right.
Yeah.
I was with my buddy and I had a quarter pounder from Colombia.
Oh my god.
Right.
But no, even like my sister, she's not really into her heritage. Like she's into being Bostonian, and that's it. You know, because I mean, she had a lot of health problems when my parents got her.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, I mean, luckily she doesn't have them still to this day. But you know, I can only
Yeah.
imagine what kind of. I mean, I don't know how big Bogota is. I've never been there.
It's
Oh,
pretty
huge.
big.
Oh,
It's
Bogota is like
it makes
the
New York
capital.
City look small.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah, it's
so-
huge.
if I can ask Lina, please tell us about the Bogota hippopotamuses?
I have no idea.
Do you not know?
No idea.
Okay.
No.
So apparently,
Hippopotami.
okay, so in Bogota,
Yeah.
where like Pablo Escobar had his whole thing
Oh
going
goodness,
on,
yeah.
he imported a shit ton of fucking hippos.
What?
Oh,
Why would you ever do that?
I imagine they got let loose and they're like
That's-
everywhere now.
That don't belong there.
Yeah.
And so now in Bogota, they are dealing with an influx of fucking hippos.
Jesus.
Because all the hippos have been breeding with each other.
Of course.
And so now there are a ton of hippos that do not belong in Bogota, and they're everywhere.
Well,
Oh
you
my
get a
God.
bunch of
Well-
hippos and you give them a quarter pounder and they start,
No.
breeding.
I gotta debunk that. I don't think that's true. But I'm going there next week, so I'm gonna ask
Ask
my
him
dad.
Find out about that.
Okay.
If there's hippos, I'm
You're
gonna take
going
pictures and I'm
there.
gonna
You're
send
going
them to
there
you.
as an investigative journalist.
There
Yes.
you go.
No, so you said you're gonna ask your dad. So do your parents live there again now, or?
My dad does. My mom lives here in Miami and there, like half and half.
Okay.
So she goes back and forth.
Okay.
And my dad lives there full time, so I'm going to see him.
Oh, awesome. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember Bogota?
Oh yeah, I was there until I was 15.
Okay.
So I lived there until I was 15, and then we moved here.
Do you have dual citizenship, or did you just?
Nope, I just I'm a green card holder.
Ah.
I haven't done my citizenship because I'm scared of the whole test and all this stuff.
Oh,
It
yeah,
seems like
yeah.
such but I need to do it actually.
Well, if you were just born here, you wouldn't have to know shit about America.
I know, right?
Right?
And I
That
went
thing, if you were born here, you wouldn't have to pass any test.
You can literally
You could be
burn
the
the flag
dumbest-
and
Yeah.
talk about how much you hate America,
You
and
could be
you
the-
still are American.
You could be
It's
the
ridiculous.
dumbest motherfucker on the planet, but if you were born here, it's okay. Like, I don't get that. I will never
yeah.
get that.
Well, not everybody's like great at taking tests. Number one.
Oh,
So
Especially foreigners.
no, that's not what I'm
no,
saying.
and stuff that doesn't
No.
matter.
That's what's
Yeah.
crazy.
Exactly.
It
No,
is.
That's
And then
what's crazy. It's
If
like,
you're
that
gonna
was my
word
point, yeah.
a question like 5 different ways and ask it 5 different ways,
yeah,
it's like,
we have,
how do I now answer this question if you're gonna
It's-
ask it me 5 different ways?
It's
I'm
all
gonna have to
pointless
say the same
knowledge.
answer.
Nobody that's an American knows anything on that test.
right,
No.
exactly. Yeah, if you're born here, you know nothing on that test.
Yeah, I don't remember
And-
the
and so
amendments or the
it
Bill of
becomes-
Rights. I
It
don't know
becomes a
nothing.
situation of like two people who give a shit, people who don't. It's crazy. Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, I bet you, because you're like a history buff, you know would
You
have
would
probably.
ace it.
Yeah, exactly.
I struggle every day having conversations with people.
Yeah, you didn't want to
It's
talk
so
to me the
hard.
whole entire time I'm trying to get my truck fixed by him.
It's
He's
so
just like, I'm
hard.
gonna stay over here on my
It's so
computer
hard.
with my phone, and like I got
Ah.
like some guy who sat down next to me. And he's like, so I can teach you everything about your brand new car that you just bought from us. I can tell you what each and every button does. Oh, you have kids? Okay, well, you know what? There's this app that you can save all the photos on. You don't have to post to Facebook and this. And I'm like, my husband posts everything to Facebook of my children. Them sleeping, them eating. And then he got up real quick and went away. I was like,
I was going to say that man
So
didn't
he
work
was
for the
trying-
dealership. You just had some
No,
random
no.
dude that was like,
Dirt was talking to him at
Yeah,
one
that
point.
was Dirt Fateri. Dirt Fateri, I told him, don't come around here no more. And he keeps showing up.
But no, Dirt was talking to him at one point. I guess he is like, I don't know, maybe helps out somewhere there.
he's
But I was
just
just
a homeless
like,
guy that knows how to operate all
No,
the vehicles.
he didn't have a
comes
name
around.
tag. Like I couldn't even ask
me on the
Dirt.
spot.
Well, yeah, it was hard to fit homeless on there. It just said homel.
All right.
But I did get told, fuck Boston, fuck Poppy. And then I talked to him about, did you see my license plate?
Oh, that
He told me, he was like, yeah, I just got in, so I didn't see your plate, but the girl was afraid to drive her vehicle, so I had to drive it. I was like, yeah, that monster over there, you're lucky I know how to drive it.
Do you?
Oh, trust me. Everybody's like, how do you maneuver this? I can tell you right now, I have hit maybe 4 curbs. You want to know how many curbs Owen hits in that fucking vehicle? Like 10 a day. 10 a fucking day. I'm like, my rims, my tires, what the fuck are you doing to my car?
Well, luckily, when you have an SUV, the tires are large enough you usually don't get the rim.
Oh, yeah, but still, he literally, like, you have to take the turn this wide, and then it's like, I'm like, really, dude? I don't have to take the turn that fucking wide that I hit the curb on the other side. Like, come on.
It kills me. I had like
Okay,
5
listen.
other questions about the show, and I can't think of any.
Hold on. I'm gonna listen before we end this. I'm gonna say what she said was kind of true. The guy who came up to her is just a fan of the show,
He is. But he works there,
Okay.
but he's a fan of the
and
show.
he said, "Is she the girl, the Boston girl?" And I said, "Yes." And he said, "Fuck David Ortiz and fuck
Fuck
everyone
everyone in
from
Boston."
Boston." Okay,
Mind
But
you, he's also said this to me on the air because we have had him on the air.
Okay.
Yeah.
he's called in before. Okay, so that's where that all happened, right?
Yeah.
All the other stuff, I'm just as surprised as you are. I have no idea. What else happened in that stratosphere.
I knew when she was telling the story that this guy that wasn't his normal job. I've never heard of this before in my entire life.
Dude, he sat down next to 3 people and I was one of them.
Still
and
didn't
one
prove
was
it's
like
his
a
job.
couple. And I'm like, who comes over and tries to tell you about your car?
A homeless
you
car
have
enthusiast.
A fucking manual. Or you sit
A
there and
homeless
figure out
car
what the fucking
enthusiast.
buttons do on your
Yeah.
own. Like, I understand I'm a female, but don't try to mansplain any of my vehicles to me. I actually had to mansplain to my mother that her car battery died, right? She was like, I don't know, I left the lights on or something. I said, okay. But I paid a guy $100 to come and jump me tonight. I said, you should have had him come and jump you tomorrow morning. But I said to her, all right, have him leave it on there for 15 minutes. Take it off. Wait 15 minutes, then try to start the car again. She's like, he's not going to do that. If you're paying somebody any fucking amount of money to do something for you, they should be able to do that, especially if you're 78 years old and can't walk.
Oh,
Right.
you've never had insurance,
yeah,
have you?
yeah.
Oh, no, I have. But so he doesn't do that, and I call her at 7 o'clock in the morning. Does not answer me. Finally, I get a hold of her around 8:30. I was like, how's the car? She's like, oh, yeah, it's good. She calls me at 10 when her appointment's at 11 and says, the car won't start again. I was like, I live an hour and a half away, Mom. How do you expect me to get you to go to your fucking appointment now?
Yeah.
What are you thinking? So I now she actually listens to me about when it comes to the car. Because
That's shit.
I was like, there, told you, been through this shit.
She's calling you and she's going, Brittany, you're going to come out here. There's fucking ghosts. There's ghosts in my fucking car. I can't start nothing. I can't start the car. There's fucking ghosts in the car, Brittany. You got to bring it over here. Bring his fucking Geiger counter and his fucking...
She really would say this too.
He's bringing all that shit out here. His fucking ghost counter, his all those fucking tools he's got from Discovery Channel. Bring them out here. Find the ghost. Trap the ghost. Get me on the road. I need to make my eye appointment.
She would do that too. She'd be like,
That's it.
I think there's a ghost. Can you talk to Owen? He knows about this stuff, right? She's still waiting for him to bring his patching stuff to patch a tire. I said, why not just buy 4 brand new fucking tires instead of making him drive an hour and a half after driving around the fucking state?
Right.
What's your thought process
one
here?
costs $200, one costs $1,200.
Okay, but still, it's not like she's broke. She could easily go
That's
buy
not
4
true, by the
brand new
way.
fucking tires.
I'm sorry, I'm busy over here formulating a skit where there's like a homeless man that gets his food out of the dumpster behind Hyundai, and then like he finds all these like discarded 2025 vehicle manuals. So he's bored and he's sitting there eating his half-eaten cheeseburger, and he's like going through all the car manuals, and then he gets bored, so he starts going inside the dealership and informing people on how to use their new cars.
Well, no, I didn't even tell you the best part, right? Owen sent me with 2 kids. Now, Owen's at home. Jackson's off at school. And Owen sends me with the 2 little ones to go get this done. And I'm like, why? You're here. Well, I won't really get any work done. But At the same time, no men will hit on you because they know you're already attached with 2 kids. And I'm like, okay. So that's why I was like,
Because nobody's ever hit on a female with kids.
I said, he goes out and he's like, yeah, all the women are coming up to me. I'm like, fuck you. You ain't going out with the kids anymore. Like, you think I want you being hit on by some women because, oh, the kids are so cute.
Oh, he's a genius.
He is a genius, but that motherfucker, like, here, babe, have the kids while you're at a fucking dealership trying to get the car worked on, and this one needs to be, having a bottle, and this one's screaming for chips. Yeah, that's great. In the middle of a fucking lounge with everybody else. Thanks.
Oh, no,
And I still got hit on.
Well, that's a good thing.
All right. Well, there we go. That's our silver lining for tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Brittany went to get a oil change and still got hit on. Everything is right in the world.
Aren't you glad you guys showed up for that?
As it should be. And let's
Wait, I have one more question for both of you.
Okay.
Now,
Good. Before we end it. Good.
do you guys, well, 2 questions, 2 parts. Do you guys watch TV at home? And, well, some people are really not like, they just have it in the background. And what is your favorite show to watch together?
We watch very little TV together. Something that we watch together, I don't know. What? We don't really watch TV
Well,
together.
you and me are big into your show.
Well, yeah, me and the kids each have our own shows that we watch together, but me and you,
Yeah, no, we don't
not
have anything
for a long
really.
time.
Okay,
So why
so
don't
what
you
about the
and me
kids?
watch together?
Mia and I like to watch, we're obsessed with Survivor and Traders.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh,
Okay.
Traders is fucking awesome.
Oh my gosh, I love Traders. And Zoe and I are watching Wednesday.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Coming
All
out
right.
September 3rd.
Yeah.
The second half of the 2nd season. I am so ready for it.
Yes,
Happy belated birthday to Brittany.
birthday gift.
Yep.
So, do you have anything to say to the people who are watching your show?
Back to
'Cause-
the frontier.
I mean, being someone who consumes television the way you do, what do you think? If you could say anything to anyone who's watching your show going into it, like, what should they know? How should they feel? Like, is there anything you tell them that you think will, I don't know,
Improve their
change?
viewing experience.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Well, the cool thing about some of these realities, like TV shows like ours, is that you can kind of experience it through us. So you can jump in. If you ever wanted to experience something like that, you can jump in and kind of watch it with us and all. But you also have to keep in mind, too, that, a lot of these things are TV, and they're there to entertain you and all, and I guess with us, like, we get judged, and I think some of the other families are getting judged too for like what people see. And it's like we were there for 2 months filming. That 2 months worth of filming got edited down to eight 46-minute episodes
Yeah.
divided by 3 families.
Yeah.
So if you take one thing that I said and they show it in that one episode, that's a whole week's worth of living, and you're only taking one thing. So
Yeah.
like a lot of the families, I've seen it all across the board. We're all getting attacked for certain things and all that. And one thing is like, hey, it's just a minute of time that they edited that showed you. Don't take it for, take it to the bank and think that's our whole world. That was a moment in time for us. It was 2 months of filming that, and that was our moment that you got to see that they edited into a way to tell a story. But outside of that, we are different, and we are the same, and we are human beings too,
Yeah.
That's fucking,
But
that's
I
awesome.
I think that me and you are kind of like a similar person when it goes into going into that show, thinking competition, not really wanting help, not really wanting to help because you're in a competition to make sure you get your piece of land and everything like that. But then kind of, because I have problems letting people help me. Like, I don't mind helping people out the yin yang. I am like, I'll do this for you. I'll do that for you. I got your back. Let me see how much time I got. I'm that type of person. But when it comes to like asking for help for anything or letting somebody else help me, I'm kind of the same way where I'm like, this is the way I want to do it. And if it's not done this way, then just get off my property
Yeah.
or leave me.
Yeah,
you
but
know?
just because we're in the same boat doesn't mean that we all have to hold hands and kumbaya.
Exactly.
Right,
Well,
right,
you
right.
guys know me. How often have I actually asked you guys for help?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, right? Do I not offer? Anytime you guys say anything about anything, I'm like, I'll help. You know, I'm right.
Yeah,
right.
yeah,
I always.
yeah. Oh yeah.
It is hard for most people that are big time helpers to accept help. It seems kind
Yeah.
of like a
Yeah.
status
Oh, yeah.
quo. So I would just say it that way. If you're the kind of person that realizes that just because you don't ask for help, you know,
Doesn't mean that you don't
doesn't
need it,
mean
but-
that you're not friendly or a good
Yeah.
person.
Yeah, totally.
It's usually the opposite. Usually the people that don't ask for help are the ones that are always helping and then just don't feel the right or the need, because
Yeah.
that's my big thing is I never really feel like the need. You know, like
Yeah.
Right,
it's
right.
like if I can do
Yeah.
it, why would I take time from somebody out of somebody else's busy day to ask for help when I can do it?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I've
right.
gotten so much heat on not accepting help and all that. Like people are bashing me and attacking me on social media because it's like, so what? I didn't ask for
Right.
help. Like, what's the big deal?
How dare you?
You didn't ask for help. You're a jerk. or
Yeah, and I
what-
get like, oh, poor Lena. Oh my gosh, how can she deal with that man? And I'm
Oh.
like, what?
She should leave him.
Have you seen his
What are you
abs?
talking about? Yeah.
Yeah, right.
I'm like, Jeremy, take your shirt off again.
Right.
Picture.
I was actually mad. Dirt told me you guys were showing up in the garb, like in what you wore on the show, and that was a lie, Dirt.
But no,
I never said that, but
But it'd be cool if you did.
I'll tell you, part of the reason that we also did this show for the experience of it is, and this will tie into the helping thing, is that one thing I did take away from the show and I did learn about accepting help and seeking help is that we're guilty of like the generation of kids that we are raising.
Exactly.
When they're babies, we've done it. We see it happen. They give them a phone, like, hey, stop. Give them a phone. You want to go to the
phone? Yeah.
yeah, to entertain. But I had a problem with my son. Like, I'm a kind of guy that I'll do it myself. I'll take care of it. It'll get done the right way, and I can do it so quickly. Like, why ask for help from him when I have to teach him and explain it, and he's not going to do it the way I would do it when I can bang it out in 5-10 minutes?
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, but so on the show, I had to learn, like, involving him to where, like, hey, if you give him the opportunity, he will get better and he'll be
Exactly.
able to help. And you have to sometimes let go of, like, yeah, I can knock it out in 10 minutes, but if he learns and it takes us an hour, at least he's gotten something and he's learning,
Yeah.
And that's the whole thing. A lot of kids these days, they don't have an opportunity to work. They don't have an opportunity to help out because we've cut so many corners
Yeah.
and convenienced everything. We buy our
Yep.
food in a bag and everything's convenient that
yeah,
there's
yeah.
nowhere for them to get involved
Exactly.
in
Yeah.
this day and age.
Yeah.
So that was part of it. Like, hey, let's go back in time and get involved and see what it's like. And I had to learn there that, yeah, like, I don't let Jet mow the grass. I don't let him do a lot of things because I know how to do it and I can do it quickly and I don't have to wreck this and that. And that it's like sometimes you got to just let go of things and
So
let other
since
people.
coming back, like, does Jet mow the grass?
Yep.
Yeah, I've done exactly that. I've done that and let him get involved and let him weed whack and say, hey, you know what? It's not going to be as good as mine, but we'll start over there. We'll start in the high
Exactly,
stuff,
right, yeah.
and we'll work our way to the good stuff. But eventually, he's going to be so good that I won't have to do it anymore, and I
Yeah.
can go do something
Yes,
else.
yeah.
And that's how you get him involved is let him try,
That's
let him
fucking
fail, let
awesome.
him fall.
Yeah,
and-
and
Yeah.
you should see the pride that Jed takes. And when we're like, oh my gosh, that looks so good. Like, if you give your kids the chance, they're going to show up. And if you are able to show them, oh my God, I'm proud of you, they're going to want to do it more. So
That's
give your
fucking
kids
awesome.
a chance. And
Yeah.
hopefully we'll inspire people to be like, take a chance to go outside. Take a chance to do something different. Not so convenient, not so easy.
Yeah.
But give yourself a chance. And then you'll see that you can come up
See,
with
that-
something
That's
amazing.
the
Yes.
struggle I'm
Yes.
at with my
Yes.
5-year-old because he wants to be so helpful, but there are times where, like, either he can't do it or he's not that helpful. He undoes what you're trying to do. But he's 5. He has ADHD. He has ODD. So his listening skills and wanting to do the right thing isn't always there. But, Owen takes more advantage with him to try to teach him about like the lawn, pulling out grass, making sure the bushes can grow, and he pulled all the apples off the tree before they were ready. That son of a bitch. But
no cider for you.
But give him a chance,
Yeah.
and then little by little he'll learn a little bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But at
you
least
gotta
he has
involve
that
'em.
in him.
My parents were the opposite. They were like, if we teach these fuckers everything we know, we
Yeah.
don't have to do anything ever again.
Yeah. But so I came from a background where my mother really didn't teach me how to cook. She cooked everything for me, or we went through a drive-through or something like that. But I was involved in like 5 shows at a time. So I was going rehearsal, changing in the car, trying to eat in the car, all kinds of stuff like that. So I didn't really learn how to cook or do anything like that until my father, moved out to Western Massachusetts, and I was 15, and he was like, all right, so this is how you do this. And I mean, I wish I stayed in touch with my stepmother, but I used to call them constantly down here like, hey, how long do I cook this for? At what temperature? And for everything. Like, those were the people I went to for my recipes, what I needed to do. And I mean, they were spot on for everything. And that's how I still do stuff. And I want to, like, get my kids involved in cooking and stuff as young as possible, because I didn't have that,
Mm-hmm.
And I think it'll get them a lot. I almost burnt down my fucking room at college trying to cook a steak on a cast iron pan. I smoked
Yeah.
out the whole entire, like, 3rd and 4th floor. I was like, fuck.
So you guys are still cooking as a family, right? Since that.
Absolutely. My girls cook so much. I mean, they cook amazing dinners every single night.
Oh,
Our
that's
girls
dope.
are making, like the other night we had sushi. We have like burritos like you would buy in a restaurant. Like they make fancy
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
They take pride in it. And like as human beings, our natural instinct is to evolve. Like, come on. In your lifetime, we've evolved so much. It's ridiculous.
Exactly.
All you got to do is show people, give them instructions to get them going, and they will evolve. And that's what our kids have done.
Yeah.
We shut up,
Yes.
taught them a little bit, and now they're putting their own 2 cents and making creative things out of it. And that's the lesson that we have to learn in life is sometimes you got to slow down a little bit, get
Yeah.
people involved, slow down, get them involved, and eventually it'll take off, and then you don't have to worry about it.
Exactly.
That was actually my favorite part of the show, was watching families get closer with their
Yeah.
kids. The
Yeah.
parents and the
Absolutely.
kids get closer and use those teaching moments. And like I said, that's why it took me probably 4 or 5 episodes to go, why does this feel so foreign to anything else I've watched in the last like
Yeah.
5-10 years?
Yeah, there's nothing like
It was all that wholesomeness and like, wow, good families taking care of each other, working
Exactly.
together, and watching all these kids, especially Mia, Jet, and Landon.
Landon, yeah.
I mean, and the other ones were younger, so it's not
Yeah.
even like a negative to not really mention them. But the kids that were, like I said, knowing Jet is 12 now blows my mind. I thought he was like 14, 15.
No.
100%.
Yeah.
So the fact that he's even at that age rose to the occasion, man. Yeah, I mean, you guys just good job.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Good job.
You're amazing parents.
Thank
you.
Jeremy,
raise
I will say
such
I'm
respectful kids
proud
and-
to know that my friend went on Back to the Frontier from HBO and killed it.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
And you didn't know you were my friend back then. Like, we haven't talked in years.
Yeah.
And then I
Yeah.
saw you, and I'm like, oh my God, I know that guy. And then we're here today.
That's crazy.
So,
Yeah, man.
how crazy is it?
I love what you're doing here. You guys got a great setup here, great show.
Man.
Absolutely love it.
We're trying.
I love the fact we get to talk about like pop culture and all the things that are going on, and then this pops up, So,
Yeah.
like, how crazy is that?
Yeah.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. My favorite shows are our interview shows.
Yeah.
They just seem to roll really natural. I love meeting new people, learning about them learning about us. Like, it's just they're effortless shows almost.
And like
Right.
just talking to them about like what happened on the show and like everything they experienced, like that's something we would, as viewers watching the show, never be able to.
Right.
Yeah.
So like we would not know like what you were dealing with that day on the show, like
yeah.
that week on the show. And so hearing those stories is always cool, right?
100% first time ever I've gotten to talk to people that were on a TV show I was watching to ask them about the TV show.
Exactly.
That's awesome.
It's dope, you know?
So let me go ahead.
Let me tell you real quick. As I was starting to watch the last couple episodes, I didn't get to watch before I came here. Owen says to me, "So his name is what's his name?" I said, "It's Jeremy." Why is the fuck it spelled like that? I said, I don't know, buddy. Why don't you go and ask him? Like, I can't tell you. Everybody spells everything different nowadays. Nobody spells anything normal anymore. So why you go ask him?
Well, my parents did it 49 years ago, so
That's fucking
They're just ahead
crazy.
of the curve.
No, that's awesome though, right?
yeah.
Right? Your
Yeah.
parents 49 years ago had the forefront to like give you a different
Yeah.
different lease on life.
Plus,
Yeah.
Owen's like, he grew up with his grandparents. So, you know, his grandmother is 91.
Okay.
Still,
yeah.
Still mostly with it. She asked me
My
the same
wife, you
question.
mean?
Yeah, your wife. She still asked me the same question over and over again. Like, where's the dog? I just told you he's right there. Like,
I'm doing that and I got 40 years to go. I don't know what the fuck I'm going to ask you in 40 years.
But so he grew up with, you know, a World War II vet and his grandmother. So like, he's got an older thought process when it comes to different
Right.
things because he still says the Facebook and the YouTube. So he's like the old man on the show, like the old grumpy old man.
Okay.
Yeah, that's who he is.
All right.
Okay, so listen, we're gonna end the show.
Well, hold on.
I
Jeremy
do
was
want to show.
Jeremy was going to say something
Go ahead.
right
What?
before.
I was just gonna ask, what do you guys think of us meeting us outside the show? Like, because like for you, you've met us in those outfits in
Yeah.
that setting. Like, what is it like now?
Oh,
seeing
y'all
us
are
here?
fucking, y'all are awesome.
I feel like I'm just seeing you guys in obviously different wear, but you're still the same people
Yeah.
that I was like watching. You know, you're still the down to earth, like family oriented. You know, you're not like snotty. I grew up in a white town of like Puritan money.
Yeah.
Everybody's fucking snotty up there. Okay.
Okay.
So, but you guys aren't like that. You're still like wholesome and like down to earth and just go with the flow.
That's
you
cool.
know?
We watch it and think like, wow, we look old. Like we felt like we aged on the show. Like I feel like I aged on the show, and I come across like an old, kind of like old grumpy man, you know?
No,
I'll tell you,
didn't-
Owen
I
would
didn't
be
see
worse.
that. I actually thought all the guys. I was like, man, them fucking beards are coming in nice. Like almost all of you had a really
I love
really
the
good
beard.
beard
I
going.
love the beard.
The Hannah Riggs,
Yeah.
the wife. The guy that was playing the traditional female role, he actually had the best beard out of everybody. His beard was
Jason?
I'm
The
so bad with
the brunette one or the one with the white hair?
the brunette one. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
Jason.
His beard came in like holy cow, and he almost had like the almost like a dairy cow, like the spots. There was like white spots.
yeah,
and
yeah.
I was like, that is an epic freaking beard because he came there with like nothing.
Yeah.
But no, real quick, going back to like you asking, I am super cynical when it comes to shows and what's presented, and I know that what's presented is going to be what's controversial, and that's going to get the most views usually and stuff like that. So I didn't watch the show, even if I wouldn't have talked to you guys. I wouldn't watch the show and be like, "Oh, Jeremy's kind of a dick because he won't accept." You know what I mean? It's like they're gonna make that person out of somebody.
Of
Yeah.
course.
You're gonna have the heroes. You're gonna have the
villain.
I wouldn't even say villain so much as like the
protagonist.
redemption arc,
Yeah.
maybe
Right.
so to
Right,
speak,
yeah,
kind
yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
And you could look at it like that. Like, just remember, any negative stuff coming from anybody online. First off, most people are stupid.
100%.
Second
Well,
off,
it's easy to just write something nasty and forget about it.
yeah,
It's-
no,
Right,
it's
yeah.
just
It's
they're
because
just
they're cowards. You know,
Yeah,
it happens.
it's easy to hide
you know what?
behind the
You know
screen.
where most of it comes from, and I could see it because, like, as I've mentioned, I got kind of some esteem issues and stuff like that. A lot of people that don't feel good about themselves. As I mentioned, I had a hard time for quite a while watching anything wholesome or good or happy because it just kind of points out what you don't have.
Okay.
So you could even look at it as the fact that a lot of these negative comments are coming from people that are just really jealous of the family that you have more so than how you were portrayed, you know?
Yeah.
But also the thing is that he had set in his mind from the get-go, this is a competition.
Right. Yeah.
This is a competition. So you're competing against these two other families.
You can compete without being a dick.
Well,
Yeah.
no, you can be.
Yeah.
But the thing is that if he knows he's like great with wood and construction and stuff like that,
Yeah.
why do I really want to help somebody else out that I'm in competition with? But when you think, and that's where your growth starts, is that you
right.
start like that, but then you grow into a person like, oh my God, well, we really do need to help all of each other out.
Yeah.
Well, like you
because
mentioned, how much of a
it's-
dick is he just for not accepting help? Like,
Right,
that's
right.
a weird thing to think.
So
somebody
here's
had.
why. Here's the question why. So Bushy binged the entire series yesterday.
Oh wow.
All right. So here's the thing: is Bushy having binged the entire series yesterday from start to finish, knowing nothing, like. Give me your let's hear your breakdown.
What?
He's given that like 3 times now.
I pretty much say it's wholesome, great show, quality show in itself, the way it was filmed and presented, and the concept behind it, and 3 great families, 3 great stories of trials and tribulations and overcoming hardships of things that people don't currently suffer in today's day and time. And I think the coolest takeaway I would say, no, I'm glad you asked me this question. The coolest takeaway I would say is watching all the kids grow up, and also I think Mia might have been the one that said she's almost disappointed to go back to the 21st century because it's all just about the pictures you take, the clothes you're wearing, how you look, and it's a big nothing. I don't think she said that, but I'm saying all that stuff is a big fucking nothing in comparison to working land and animals and plants to help your family survive, and so maybe the biggest takeaway would be a lot of what we are really concerned about nowadays isn't really that big of a deal,
Yeah, we're going too far in the other direction.
Yeah. I also think that, and this is a saying that's been around forever, that it takes a village to raise a kid, or it takes a village to get together to actually accomplish stuff. And I think that's another thing that this show actually shows, 3 different families, 3 different raisings, how each kid is, and seeing the difference in the ages and what they came from to do this, and then seeing how they are acting with each other and leaving, and how they really, accomplished so much and grew so much just from this 2 months that you've been out there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, imagine what could have happened if it was 6 months.
Yeah.
How much more
they would
respectful or growth or whatever.
They would have had this 2-story place.
Well, the funny thing is, you take that show out long enough, and it comes full circle to where y'all hate each other. And fuck this cow. I'm not pickling one more beat.
All right,
great.
we're gonna end the show, and I have a song here from Jeremy. And Jeremy, let's see if you can give us some inspect on this one.
Thank you guys so much. It was
You're
a lot
welcome.
of fun.
Thank you.
Coming
We're
in.
so happy to be here.
Yeah, I wrote this at home. I think the girls there was a song that was a popular song about girls, and everybody was having a good time with it, and I ran downstairs and wrote my own song about girls. I think the next day I was so proud. I was like, look what I wrote last night, check it out.
That's awesome. So you sure this is the kids are going, hey, check out what Dad did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Girls coming home with me.
Dude, this show has been awesome. Just having the opportunity to reconnect with going back to our heyday.
Yeah, man.
Jeremy, we used to be a fucking big deal.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah, man. Well,
All right.
thank you for having me on. I appreciate
yeah,
it.
man. All right. You're listening to Pop Culture Radio. We will be back next week. Have a good night.
Running around like young man, the world is us.
We're not doing
Down by the ocean makes me feel alive, makes me feel important. When they come alive, when I feel emotion, she's right by my side, supporting in my moment. She's a peanut girl, a winner girl. I'm not too proud to brag. Feet so sweet, she's a dream to me. Yeah, met her down
Pop
by
Culture Radio has been a weird Florida production. Like and subscribe on your favorite platform.
Don't bother me, 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 don't bother me. Not too proud, I'm not too proud, I'm not too proud to brag. I'm not too proud, I'm not too proud, I'm not too proud to brag.
Where's your 5 cameras? I see 1, 2, 3.